going on, everybody?
I say, what's up? What's up?
What's up? Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever this video finds you, welcome to Villainous News. Here, Louis Conyer. How you doing there, sir?
This is I slept all day, no energy whatsoever. Work been kicking my butt. Work has been kicking my butt. Master game.
You'll be all right. $2 and a little nap. That's all you need.
Yeah.
So, the DNC had their chair committee as far as new nominations come in, right?
Uh-huh.
And the meeting was, of course, a classical shit show.
Total shit show.
And let's just be honest. It shows us exactly where the Democratic Party, where they sit. So let's take a look at some of the things that went on with them to start things off. Shall we?
Yeah, let's start the entertainment.
All right. So this is how they started off the meeting.
30 seconds, and we'll start with Dr. Quintessa Hathaway.
Good evening, everyone. It's my desire to be the next DNC chair, and I just want to give you all a little bit of something that's been on my heart here over the last couple of days. You fight on, you fight on, you.
Wait.
Good Lord.
I know. Take a look at this woman right here. You see my arrow on the screen?
Yeah.
Take a look at her
when this chick starts singing.
On, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on.
She leaned up like, are you
When
serious?
your government is doing you wrong, you fight on, oh, you fight on.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Hathaway. And we'll begin with the opening statement.
Sorry,
That's
her
why
feedback.
I'm about to pour me something. He's gonna make me drink.
I have to laugh because this white guy right here, you see he was laughing. This guy looking like, what the hell?
What the fuck is going on?
Right.
What's up, Jibba Jabba?
Oh, Jib's up in here. What's up, Jib Jabs? Sign interpreter like what the hell? But it gets better. It gets better. Wait, let me unmute the volume. It gets better.
Democrats, in the words of Beyonce, America has a problem, but Democrats, we're about to fix it. God bless you. Thank you so much. Let's get to work. David Hogg.
First of all, thank you, Chairman Harrison. Can we give a round of applause to Jamie? Thank you. Thank you. Who's ready to take the fight to the Republicans and win this thing? Are you guys ready to fight? It's been a long day, but guess what? We have a long road ahead. Let's go and kick some ass.
Now this guy won. He won. Yeah, he won one of the co-chairs, and he got lambasted by a Korean lady. Of course, he's white.
No, I said because he's white.
More than likely. Here he is getting his. Well, I'll just let it play.
Hi, my name is Lily Tang Williams. Welcome to my Live Free or Die state. Actually, I am a Chinese immigrant who survived communism. And under Mao, 40 million people were starving to death after he sold communism to them. And 20 million people died, murdered during his Cultural Revolution. So my question to you, David, is that can you guarantee me, a gun owner tonight, our government in the US, in DC, will never become a tyrannical government? Can you guarantee that to me?
There's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical.
Well, then the debate on gun control is over, because I will never give up my guns. Never. And you should go to China to see how gun control works for dictatorship of CCP. Hi, my name is
Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of them type of liberals. This too shall pass, I guess. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Say he's one of those Parkland gun grabbers. Yeah. That's exactly what he is. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. You still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So here's another one of their candidates.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a Black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
Good evening, Democrats. Look up here. 3 strong Black women standing before you. 3 Black women who, rather than just grabbing a chair, ran for chair.
Bueno, mucho, papa. Gracias por todo. My name is Artie Ponco's daughter. Vote for me for vice chair.
Look at this room, y'all. Truly take it in. This is the Democratic Party. We are our strongest when we
A lot of fat heifers here.
Yeah.
Time in this country when our democracy and our rights are under attack.
I'll be right
We're at
back.
a time
Go
where
ahead.
Black and brown people, women, and other minorities are being blamed for everything that's wrong with this country.
So let's fight together for a
What the
stronger
fuck is this?
and more inclusive
What is that?
Democratic Party. Good afternoon, DNC. Let me say something. Over the last several days, we've seen what happens when we have the wrong people in powerful places. And so today, I ask for your support in electing me as your DNC vice chair, because in a time of crisis, leadership matters.
My people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are sick and tired of being the last one hired and the first one fired. We are sick and tired of the...
And I've spent the last 50
Yeah, because she blanked out.
fighting for the American people, all 340 million of them.
Here's this gay Latina.
Organize, show up, and win. And that is why I'm asking the people who have stood with me in this ride, because you know the work that I do to protect the vote.
Those were all their candidates. Those were the candidates. Now keep in mind, AOC was mad that she got kicked out of this, not even from this event. They removed her ability to even run for chair, AOC, because she wanted to run for president in 2028. But it looks like the DNC is trying to, I guess, move away from identity politics. They still trying to race hustle. All right. Their candidates, as you saw, they are so full of crap. What's going on, Snowman? What's going on? What? Papo Nayo Shelly? Sorry. The party of diabetes. Klingons. Y'all are crazy. But as you can see, these people, they don't know what they're doing. The Democratic Party is just destroyed.
And to knowingly pass a bill from a lot of people who love talking about how pro-life they are, you are supporting a pro-death bill. A bill that we know leads to, that is what the bill is. If you don't like it, vote no. There is not a thing in the world wrong with trans kids. Not a thing. And to know
what he was saying is the bill that pro-death is keeping women's sports exclusively for biological women. He said that's pro-death. This is the guy here. He didn't get any votes. He didn't even vote for himself.
My name is Troy Blackwell. I know that I'm a new face to many of you, but I'm a proud Afro-Latino from the South Bronx, New York. I got into this work because at the age of 18, unfortunately, I was the victim of a hate crime. Today, I stand before you as one of the first non-binary candidates to run in 177-year history. I'm proud to be the only Afro-Latino in this race. I'm asking you to take a chance on someone like me, a proud non-binary Afro-Latino from the South
Look
Bronx.
at that broad in the back cheesing.
Say what?
Look at the broad in the back cheesing.
Oh, her?
She right, she got an extra fried fish on her plate at the fish fry.
The final tally of votes, Troy Blackwell, 0.
My name is Troy.
Yeah, the reason for that with say where's the straight white men? You mean the straight white men that won? You'll see. But the reason why he was even on the ballot was because they had to go backstage and hold a separate vote because he felt he didn't feel represented.
Oh,
wait. So they went in the back, had to have a vote to add him to the ballot, and then the moderator had to come out and do this.
We're finding out ways to expedite this. Because of our gender balance provisions on this next ballot, you will be able to vote for 2 candidates of any gender on the next ballot. Okay? So on this next ballot, you will be able to vote for 2 candidates of any gender on the next ballot. If 2 candidates receive, I'm going to turn to Helen to clarify this last part.
You are in this next ballot where you have 2 votes. As the chair has said, you may vote for 2 males, 2 females, 2 of any gender, okay? Nope, you can't do that because we've got to balance. You could vote for 1 of any gender, okay? Or no, non-binary gender, excuse me. It is late, okay?
She don't even believe this shit she's talking.
Of course not. But yeah, they had to go back to the back to waste their time and do that. The Democratic Party, if you want to call it that, has been dead. Yeah. What's up, Unsunken One? You been looking for? Oh, well, they killed my Better Truth Show channel, which killed the Embrace Villainy channel. But don't worry, I got something new coming down the pike. You say, what are we watching? We are watching what happened at the DNC Democratic election chair, their chair election, which was an 11-hour video, and I'd be damned if I was gonna go through that. I'd be damned if I was gonna go through that. I was not gonna do that. All right, let's see here. Where were we? Here we go.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are sick and tired of being the last one hired and the first one fired. We are sick and tired of the white working class being a code word for whiteness. We are tired And this is our time for us to rise up. One people, one nation, under the vine.
You mean under the groove?
Oh. And justice for all. Hello, Democrats. Hey,
Okay, hold on. She started singing. What they didn't show, she started singing another Negro spiritual. I think it was "We Shall Overcome." Matter of fact, I think this was it. Let me see. Oh no, that's them repeating what she said. All right, yeah. But I mean, I'm just running through this, and then we're going to discuss it.
The rules, and instead of dropping item vote together in the next ballot, that we drop all candidates that have 0 votes. In addition, 6 that are gender balanced also be removed on the next ballot. So basically,
Our parliamentarian wants to clarify what the motion is. Go ahead, Madam Parliamentarian.
Did roly-poly cover this?
You said 6 by gender balance.
Probably.
Do you mean 3 and 3, or do you mean 6 and 6?
No, 6 total. So 3 and 3 based on gender balance, in addition to anybody who has received 0 votes this round.
Yeah, see, right now, what was going on here, they were trying to socialize the vote. 3 men, 3 women, and at least one of them has to be non-binary. That's where you got the Hispanic gay dude. You know, they got 0 votes in the white suit. And then, of course, in the middle of them doing all of that, protests broke out.
Excuse me, ma'am. 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 Security, please. Ma'am, listen, ma'am. We appreciate you. Excuse me.
It was several of them. I can only find 2 that weren't linked to other people's channels.
And that's the audience.
Yeah. I think these people were arguing climate change or about the money. Yeah, stop taking oil money.
I think it's important to say here, we respect people's opinions. It is understandable that there is a lot of passion in this moment because
came upon these shores at Jamestown.
Hold on.
Racism has not gone away since 20 people of African descent came upon these shores at Jamestown, Virginia in 1619, and it's going to require us to think and behave in a new way. It is systemic, it is structural. When it comes to addressing diversity, equity, inclusion, access, and belonging, that is for all people of the United States, that must come across the voting line as well. This is everyone's America. Our story has a new form of glory that must come to our shores as well.
There's the race hustle, of course. And these are your new leaders of the Democratic Party.
Again in this party. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you so much. It's the honor of my life. I want you all to give a DNC welcome to our new chair of the Democratic National Committee, Chairman Ken Martin.
You like if you don't get your black hands off of me?
And this guy's a loser.
let me just start by saying we have one team. One team.
By the way,
Democratic Party. We
heterosexual
have
white
one
male.
fight. We have one fight. The fight's not in here. The fight's out there, right? The fight's not in here. The fight is for our values. The fight is for working people. The fight right now is against Donald Trump and the billionaires who bought this country. That's the fight not in here. I want to thank all of you. Thank you to the DNC members who have put their faith in my vision for our party. I am honored and humbled for every one of you who supported me. To our friends, our volunteers, our staff, and everybody on Team Ken who's with us here or back in Minnesota. We couldn't have done this without all of you. To everyone I've worked with in my and our ASDC family these last 8 years, thank you. To the state party chairs, vice chairs, executive directors, thank you. To all of the
like
candidates who put themselves out there these past few months, I know how much they worked on this. As I said from the beginning, I'm not running against them any more than they were running against us. And it is my guarantee to each of you that we're going to take the great ideas from all the candidates in this race. We're going to bring them into this great party. We're going to unify this party together, and we're all going to roll up our sleeves together to build this party. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Chairman Wickler. Thank you to the government.
Anyway, they ended it with a, dance party at Beyonce. Of course, they had to end it with a dance party at Beyonce's dance party at Beyonce's. They didn't accomplish shit.
If this is the sign of things to come, JD Vance is going to win.
Of course. You had Simone Sanders with her bald head ass up there arguing, yelling, cussing, screaming. You had protesters talking about climate control. All right. One of the guys was talking about we're going to get money from the good billionaires, not the bad billionaires. And it's like, well, who are the good billionaires? Because the good billionaires that, quote unquote, good billionaires that you were taking money from was George Soros and BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. And you see how,
and Ron Burchell.
Yeah. So, and you see how well that worked out for you. So what good billionaires do you call yourself getting money from? That's what I want to know. Any idea who they're talking about?
Look, at the end of the day, when it comes to the billionaires, they're for their own agenda. They don't give a fuck about the common folk. That's just a ploy.
Like, yeah, let that sink in. Here's my thing. When you look at the state of the Democratic Party, just based on the vote, the majority of black people, 91% black women, 77% black men, are the ones that's keeping the Democratic Party afloat. White people, I'll say it again, both men and women in separate categories, voted the lowest demographic individually for Kamala Harris, for the Democratic Party. And this is what people have been saying for the longest, without the black vote, the Democratic Party is dead. They tried to add on the Hispanic vote, all right, and 60% of Hispanic women voted Democrat. You see, it did no good. And then others reached 43%. You see, it did no good. Donald Trump won in a sweeping landslide, not just in the popular vote, but also with the Help me out. Mine's going blank because it's late. The numbers, the states.
You talking about the what's the term? Now I got a brain fart.
Not just the popular vote, but also
he took all the
electoral. Yes, thank you. The Electoral College. Thank you. The Electoral College. Sorry, it's late. So yeah, he also won the Electoral College easily. In California, looked like it's turning. Chicago is definitely turned because of Brandon Johnson. All right. New York, who knows where they may sit? It depends on what happens with this whole migrant situation, but I get the feeling they might go red in certain districts. Certain key districts that were probably blue might go red. But without the black vote, the Latino vote, and the other vote, there is no voting. Do you understand? There is no Democratic Party. The one thing I discovered during the electoral season and after is that there are more black men who are conservative. And I think us as black people, black men especially, we're conservative in nature because we're not for the flash. Everything that the Democratic Party offers us is nothingness. What did Kamala offer? Weed and health screenings? Is that what she offered?
For black men?
Yeah.
I don't even know what she offered black men, to be honest.
Yeah, it was weed and health screenings. Whereas with Donald Trump,
I know all they offered was a bunch of shame, trying to shame you to vote for.
Yeah, that worked out very well. But what Donald Trump was offering was, hey, look, let's us as men, we're very conservative when it comes to our money. We're very conservative when it comes to our lifestyles. All right.
And we're generally conservative when it comes to national security.
Exactly. We're very conservative. I mean, you got people like Cam Newton and all this stuff out here. You got those type of fellows out here. All right. You got a lot of ridiculousness out here that gets promoted. But on the grand scale, that does not represent who we are as people. Like, you just happen as media, you promote the clowns because the clown shows are entertaining. But for the most part, a lot of us are very conservative. And it's not, has nothing to do with selling out. And I'm still trying to figure out, how is bucking against destructive policies like welfare, all right, Section 8, food stamps, the daycare stuff. I mean, stop me when I get to things that are beneficial, directly beneficial for men. Degenerate policies where a teacher can put your little boy in a dress while he's in school and then tell him not to tell mommy and daddy at home. You understand? You're forced to call an obvious dude in a wig and a dress with some makeup on with a full beard. You know, you have to call him ma'am. Free vasectomy because it's anti-Keisha. Y'all are crazy. Yeah. So how are you a sellout? Okay, for not wanting things that hold you back as a people. I'm asking a question.
I think really this happened over the Democratic Party lost their way like 8 years ago. honestly, you got, if you think about it, all right, trans rights. What is the population of America that's trans? A very small percentage.
Less than 1%.
People that are very pro being laxed on immigration policy. Small percentage of America. The Democratic Party that I knew with pro unions, pro healthcare, policies that actually benefited the community, like where, you know, the Democratic Party has the stigma of raising taxes. Both parties do that. But with the raising taxes that benefits healthcare and education, over the past 8 years, they lost their voice. This past 4 years, the Democratic Party became something that they was diametrically opposed to like 10 years ago. Very pro-war, and you had these small fringe groups that makes up a small population. Even if you combine them together, they do not make up the general populace with you know, trans rights, all this abortion and all this perfunctory is like it. They lost their way, and that's the reason why Donald Trump won. And also, I think also with what they did to Bernie Sanders in that convention 8 years ago, it turned a lot of people off.
They screwed him over twice.
Yeah. Because I to this day, I believe if Bernie Sanders was the Democratic nominee, he would have beat Donald Trump.
Yeah, that first term.
Yeah.
Was it 2016?
Yes, he would have beat Donald Trump.
Hillary thought it was her time to shine because of Barack.
But and let's speak with that. If white people didn't vote for a white woman, what make you think they was going to vote for a woman of color?
Well, see, that's why I'm a clip that woman screaming that she was a black woman. She is speaking, even though nobody was talking. You know, she was victimizing herself, because what people fail to understand is that the Democratic Party made black women and the trans community, it started off with the gays, but then it moved on to the trans community. It made them a protected class and had them under the false sense of security that they could say or do anything that they want. This is why you had when they were getting arrested, and then these eviction videos, but mainly the arrest videos, they were, if it was a white cop, they were saying that it was racism, that they were getting arrested for committing crimes. Whereas with the eviction videos, the guy who does the eviction videos that we watch, that's a black dude out in Memphis. So they can't pull the race card on him. You understand? But they felt so entitled at living where they were, they felt they didn't have to pay rent. Same thing with these women who you see getting fired, you know, these black women that are making these I got fired videos. If you listen to what they're saying, they were more worried about causing drama and stirring up BS around them rather than concentrating on their job, showing up to work late, filming while on the job, doing inappropriate things while on the job, filming yourself doing this and thinking that it's no big deal. You got a false sense of security. This is why you have so many, the Tiffany Hingers of the world, the Brandon Johnsons. You feel untouchable. But now with Trump coming in, you are no longer untouchable. And the Democratic Party is still trying to, you heard these people's speeches. They still think that they are living under that umbrella, and it's a winning strategy. But it's the very reason you lost. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and when you looked at most of the people that was up there, they were younger millennials, and it's just a sign of what this generation is becoming.
Ratchet. Yeah. Elevations. Go ahead, you were saying?
No, like a bunch of like this is the oh god. If this is the generation I look forward to, like taking care of me when I get older, I might as well put a bullet in my fucking head.
You know, this is why you have so many. I mean, on the social level, that's why you have so many black men who are talking about going overseas. Personally, I was just not going to South America to look for a wife. If anything, you're looking at least Southeast Asia, but I wouldn't so much go Philippines because that's, the home of scammers, mainly women, female scammers. If anything, you want to go to a more developed country. If you're going to go if you're going to go Asian.
Unsunken one, I have to deal with that every day at work.
Oh, the synthetic weed.
Oh God! Every 50 feet you walk is like, if I was to take a piss test, I will fail from secondhand smoke with the weed.
Basically, no, I'm just shaking my head. But basically, what Trump has done, he's taken away the special class protections that they've given to black females and the trans community. You see what they did as far as with the passports, right?
Nah, what did he do?
He took off this is what he kept. He kept the L, the G, and the B. Lesbian, gay, and bi. But as far as the rest of the letters, the TUIQ+++, all that shit is gone. And he sent out a memo saying that, hey, look, do understand in some of these foreign countries that you travel to, what you're doing, your lifestyle is illegal.
It's a death penalty.
Yeah, it's illegal. So you need to, if you're trans,
you could go to Brazil or Thailand. That's it.
Yeah,
because Brazil is the transsexual factory on the Western Hemisphere, and Thailand is the transsexual factory on the Eastern Hemisphere.
Yeah, like some of these countries, they don't play that. They'll murder you. It's best you keep your sexuality under wraps. Go, especially in these Muslim countries. Shoot, they'll throw you off a roof. That's why that whole Queers for Palestine thing was funny. They'll throw you off a roof. They'll find the highest building. Muhammad, is that door unlocked? Oh my God! We tried the next one. Come on, shit. They don't play with you. But he took that off. The ending of DEI, you had to end DEI because the hiring practices were discriminatory. They were talking about how he blamed DEI hiring practices for what happened with the helicopter/plane crash. Now, he didn't blame anybody specifically, but he did blame the hiring practices because, as it turns out, you had a bunch of, this was during the Obama administration, where those hiring practices were put in during the Obama administration, where it didn't matter whether you were mentally handicapped, visually impaired, or anything like that. If you was a legless, half an arm, 3-fingered midget with schizophrenia, you could get a job at the FAA in the control towers. The night that the towers where the plane crashed, the supervisor had left early. These are the details that came out. The supervisor had left early and they were already understaffed. It was 16 workers or 15 out of the 33 or the 30 that should have been in that tower that day. But they were understaffed because thanks to DEI practices, hiring practices, white males needed not apply because too many white men didn't diversify the towers. You had white FAA agents or people trying to get jobs as FAA agents. They sued the government for discriminatory hiring practices, pretty much what we would normally call reverse racism. But there are certain things that, fuck it. If it's a white job, it's a white job. I would rather have qualified agents in those towers than somebody who is a DEI hire. Am I making myself clear?
Yes, you're making plenty of sense, because what the thing is, where a lot of these people, they make this argument is, well, a lot of people that, these fields, they pay good money and they're not diversified. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't go into those certain fields, or they can't handle the requirements that's for that field. I mean, for Christ's sakes, being a air traffic controller is a very stressful fucking job, and there's a lot that is required to be in that position. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't go for those types of positions. I mean, that's a natural fact. But we want the money, but we don't want the responsibility.
Well, that's the equity part.
Yeah, oh yeah, the equity. Oh yes, equity. Equal outcomes. Yeah.
I went to the doctor Friday, and the nurse practitioner, people that talk, they take your blood pressure, all that stuff before you see this doctor. Black woman. And I could tell she watched CNN because she had all the CNN talking points talking about DEI. And I had to tell her, I was like, well, white women and their gay counterparts, they benefited way more from DEI than black people did. Like, we got the scraps.
Yeah, and it was a back door for white men, because the white women would give the money to their husbands.
Right, but then again, when you look at DEI, I mean, you're talking about Democratic white women. So most of these chicks ain't even got a man at home. Not too many Democratic white women are in relationships. You just watch their videos or whatnot, and you ask yourself, would you date this? Prime example, remember that whole 4B movement? Yeah. Like the day after the election? The white women that were talking about they were going to practice the 4B movement, half of them were chicks that, if you were my worst enemy, I would lock you in a room with her. I'd tie you to the bed and have her way with you as a torture. And the other half were, like, you're attractive, but you're a moron. Or they had all that, the shit in their face and the colored hair and the tattoos, chicks you wouldn't even fuck with. Can we be honest?
Yeah. But you know, people talk about with the 4B movement, but this is where our people, they love to emotionally cling on to something, but they don't look at what made one is a small segment in Korea, but they don't look into what caused that to happen over there. So one, there, you know, it's funny how they talk about patriarchy here. Over in Asia, like, is very patriarchal, and a thing that is called capitalism and high inflation, which caused this. And shout out to Sergeant Willie P, because he talks about this. Look at it right here. This is 2025, so 50 years ago, you could say, or 40. You still, like 40 years ago, you still had a woman at home where a man can work and sustain a whole family. Now the economy is so fucked up that you need the husband and the wife to work just to have a comfortable standard of living.
Or it's like you pay the rent, but for the next 3 weeks, you're eating like hot dogs and Top Ramen and, you know,
nothing wrong
burgers.
Nothing wrong with ramen. Shout out to Top Ramen. You know?
Yeah, you know, I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, because I know, you know, millions of Americans probably do this, where 1 or 2 of your bills are at least a month behind.
Yeah,
and the utility bill. What's going on, Michelle?
You look and it's like, when you have one, capitalism, materialism, where we live beyond our means, and for the most part, I mean, for Christ's sakes, to raise a kid is fucking expensive. That's why people are not having children. And compound with, let's be for real, the Orwellian life. Now women are weaponizing divorce, because I've been a witness to being in plenty of clubhouse rooms where women are giving classes on who to, like, what state you're in and what to target a man or means. So down the line, if you have a kid or two, you could extract the maximum resources out of the person. And a lot of men see this, what happened to, you could say, they idols or close friends or relatives or friends of relatives. And they see that like, why should I get married where it's this risk?
I don't know. You have to ask Travis Hunter that.
Yeah. Her with the $ tattooed on her ring finger.
Yeah. That she got after she met him. Because I love her.
Yeah, but she said, you know, he wasn't even her first choice. He wasn't her first choice, so.
Till she found out who he was because of her brother.
Yeah.
You see him buying her brother. I mean, just side note, you see him buying her brother gifts?
No.
Yeah, he bought her brother gifts. You know, like they fucking or something. I'm like, dude, why is you got another man a gift like that? Why are you I think he bought him some shoes.
Well, let's be for real.
Some puffy shit.
but let's be for real with the Travis Hunter, if we want to sidetrack for a second. Let's call it for what it is. This is probably the prettiest girl he ever got.
Yeah.
He was probably growing up ostracized by his phenotypical features. And he's head over heels over, you know, like, wow. And he's looking at like, if if I wasn't a football, if I didn't have the athletic gifts to be, which he's going to be the #1 draft pick, would he be able to pull that? Would he be able to pull
the
that?
Giants gonna take him or trade down?
Yeah. What was it? His athletic gifts that pulled her, or was it him?
It was his bank account.
Yeah, from his
Those NIL deals.
That was a byproduct of his athletic gifts. Because
Those
now,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
due to the fact now you got NIL and college athletes are now benefiting from their labor. That's what pulled her. Let's be for real. And the potential, because even, with him being the #1 athlete, because white women and women, that come from those backgrounds, their parents teach them who to look at. Like, look at who got the potential to be a superstar. And they're the ones, that's targeting these athletes. So it was his athletic ability that pulled her, not his charm. Because she admitted it in so many words.
Yeah, I think the NIL deals, in all honesty, I mean, I know we're setting the Democratic thing aside for a second, but I think when it comes to NIL deals, I think certain amount of monies should be allotted per conference. Like, okay, this conference, y'all get $200 million. You got to split this $200 million up with, divided up evenly between every team in your conference. And then you guys figure out, it's like a salary cap. It's like a salary cap. This is for the huh?
Is this for the whole conference or for the sport? Because you got to remember,
for the conference.
You got football, you got basketball, you got soccer, baseball.
No, this is for the conference.
Okay.
This is for the conference per the school. You know what I'm saying? And then they can divide it up by whatever sport that brings in the most money, but mainly it's the football teams that bring in the most money. Right? So you run it like you have to run it like a salary cap. That's the only way you're going to be able to
keep it under control.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to be able to get it under control. That way, at least somebody's getting paid. You understand? But it depends on, hey, look, how much money you trying to allocate towards your quarterback, towards your running back, towards your defensive end, towards your corner. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to run it almost like an NFL franchise. You literally have to run it like an NFL franchise does with its salary cap. Except there's no penalty for when a player leaves. You understand?
Yeah.
Right. He can go and play. He can go from Ole Miss to Penn State, whatever. But it just depends on if they can meet his price, that it falls up under their salary cap. That way you still have players who can bounce around, but can that college team afford them?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got at least the guys that are on the bench, you have got to at least continue to give them the stipend, but their stipend should go up at least considerably, a couple of $100 more, at least to $1,000 more, sitting there on the bench as a backup. They already get, stipends just for being on the team, with the meal cards and all that stuff. But you got to at least pay them $1,000 or $2,000 each just to be sitting on your roster. But I digress.
Now back to the Democratic Party.
Right, back to them. I don't see how they're going to be able to recover if they're still trying to do the DEI thing, the trans thing. All right, the I don't know what a woman is thing, the policies that got their asses kicked in the elections is the same thing that's going to get their asses kicked in the primaries. because you see what Trump is doing. It has it's been barely 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks in, literally 14 days in.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, if that. And he's made so many moves. I mean, moves were being made before he even sat down in the goddamn chair. And now you see, now that he's in the seat, you're seeing the moves being made. And as I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. You've got this whole thing with tariffs because, hey, look, this is a money thing. We're tired of the United States being ripped off, not getting their fair share of taxes and whatnot from all of these other countries. So this is what we're going to do. You see, he imposed the tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Then they tried to play funny. Mexico said, okay, look, give us 30 days because they know they would be hit the hardest. All right. They would be hit the hardest with American tariffs. So they said, well, give us 30 days to talk it over. But in the meanwhile, they sent 10,000 troops to guard the border. All right. Canada tried to play that game. They pulled their troops away from the border after Trump hit them with the tariffs. And in less than 24 hours, this is the day after Mexico did what they did, they turned around and did the same thing. Like, well, hold on, let us talk about it. And they sent troops to guard their border. All right. Because that's all Trump really wants to do. Like, hey, look, we have to stop the flow of illegal migrants coming from the southern, and we have to stop the flow of fentanyl coming from the northern border. I mean, it's the same problem on both sides, but it's more fentanyl than illegals coming in from the north and more illegals than fentanyl coming in from the south.
And Mexico is turning a blind eye to the Chinese that's bringing over this fentanyl.
Exactly. Remember last year, those 5 Chinese guys that were caught in their underwear at the U.S.-Mexican border, huddled together? And I'm like, hold on. You're Chinese. There's no reason for you to be trying to sneak across the border like that. What are you doing? Clearly, this was a deal a deal between the cartels or somebody that went wrong, and these guys were stripped naked except for their underwear and left out in the desert along the border, took their cars and everything. That more than likely was a drug deal that didn't go in their favor. They're probably lucky to have escaped with their lives. You say Ross Perot warned America of this economic situation 30 years ago, and both parties derailed this movement. I can believe that. So now here we sit. And instead of fighting with bombs, we're fighting with taxes, with tariffs, with money. This is the beauty of having a businessman in the office. You can talk about how many failed businesses did he have? 11? Or was it 3? I know they keep talking about that casino, but I mean, okay, is he poor though? Did he rebound? Is he worth more since that casino incident, or is he worth less? I mean, the guy.
You gotta win once. That's what people realize. That's just a thing because they have nothing on them that they want to criticize them. So it's like all you got to do is win once. Look at Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos.
You think they hit it out of the park on their first try?
Hell no.
You're talking about more successes than failures. But let's say if it was a football team, you could say he went 12-4. 12-4, won the division. He won the Super Bowl with a 12-4 record. The presidency would be winning the Super Bowl.
2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. First time went what? 10-6. This time 12-4. Or now with the new rules or with the new scores or new rules now, 13-4. Because they added the extra game. whatever. I'm just saying. I'm spitballing here. I'm analogizing. But in 2 weeks, he's done more than what you've seen the president do in a long time. You understand? Nobody's singing the praises of what Obama did as president. Nobody's singing the praises of Biden and what he's done as president, except for Democrats. Democrats and Republicans were singing the praises of what Bill Clinton did when he was president, because he got rid of the national debt.
Yeah, and he balanced the budget.
Yeah. Now you've got Trump balancing the budget. You put Elon Musk in charge of Doge. Then they got into the U.S. Treasury, and they're like, oh my God, look at all of the fraud and scams and waste of money that we found just on the first day. The first day. The first day. And you're trying to tell me that Democrats are talking about, well, we're going to win the primaries and we're going to take back the House and the Senate in 2026. Oh, no, 2026, 27. And I'm like, how? How? You say the Obamacare website was a major cuck up. Yeah. And if Robert, if JFK Robert, if he can get, if RFK Jr. can take the middleman out of the food and the drug industry to bring down the prices within the next 2 years, if you see significant progress by him, significant progress by Kash Patel, significant progress by Tulsi Gabbard, if you see significant progress going on, especially with Musk, you're not going to win the House and the Senate in the primaries. You can fucking forget it.
Well, can I say something right quick?
Sure.
All right. This where you show people that what you see with people going after Robert F. Kennedy, it has nothing to do with his ideology. It's the fact that he's with Trump. Okay. Mm-hmm. One. What was he going at? The additives in the food. Okay. Like color R number 8, whatever how it's supposed to be. And a lot of the food that we have here in America is banned in Canada, Europe, and Asia. The stuff is not good for you. And do you know who was the main ones that were talking about this 10, 15 years ago? Democrats. One of his other issues is the link between vaccines, I'm not talking about COVID, just vaccines, and the link to autism.
Mm-hmm.
And
you had celebrities talking about that.
Yeah. And you look at it, it's more boys than girls. I've seen some autistic girls, but every time I see an autistic child, it's a boy. And in the last, I would say 5 years, it's hitting the Black community hard. Who was talking about with the vaccines in the medical industry the most? Democrats. And he's talking about streamlining with healthcare. That was a primarily Democratic talking point where they stood on, like, for the past 20 years. But
mainly him.
Yeah. Now he's with Trump. You're trying to defute what he says.
Yeah. Suddenly now he's a conspiracy theorist. And well, he was a conspiracy theorist, and then come to find out the conspiracies were true. That was so. Go ahead.
No. Because go ahead, Bay. I'll say this when you finish. Go ahead.
His confirmation hearings, they were bringing that stuff up, and it turned out to be true. I can't wait until they release the truth about the vaccines that Dr. Fauci was pushing. I can't wait till they release those facts. That's one of the reasons Trump took away his protective detail. Like, no, if you got part and clearly you did something you had no business, and when I get my hands on these files, I'm going to release them to the public, and I'm going to find some type of way to punish you. but you're no longer a government employee. You don't get government protection. Go ahead. You want to say?
No, because I know personally 4 people whose kids got autism from vaccines. I personally know 4 people.
Remember Tariq would have his kids at hospitals?
And they're all boys. And I was scared as hell when my son was coming up with that schedule to get all those shots. I'm like, nah, you're gonna break these up. Nuh-uh.
Shit. Remember Tariq, when his sons were born, he didn't want to have them in hospitals. He didn't want to get any of those medications or whatnot. And he said one of his sons, like, they gave his wife an injection and the kid came out with all these bumps and stuff on his face. You remember he talked about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it was called? A doula? He had a doula for his
Yeah, he had a doula. Something happened with the second one where they couldn't get, something funny happened where she wound up having to go to the hospital for the second one. But that's when all of that went down, and he didn't want that to happen. But there's no telling. They put so much mercury. From what I understand, it's because of the mercury that they putting in the vaccines. And I'm like, why the fuck are you putting mercury in vaccines?
It's a preservative.
Yeah, but find another way to preserve it. Because mercury on skin kills skin. And you get that in your blood, in your brain. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why do you think they be pushing women to go to the chop shop?
Oh, the abortion clinic?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the AB clinic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing says pro-blackness than an AB. But yeah, the Democratic Party is they're pushing all of the wrong messaging. And they're pushing it with people who literally have no power or common sense. The race hustle game is over. Nothing signified that than Al Sharpton taking all those old black people, those retired black people, because there wasn't anybody under the age of 45 in that whole mix, taking them to Costco. First and foremost, you need a membership to walk through the doors of Costco. So that lets you know that was just a publicity stunt. He gave those people gift cards to Costco to go in there and shop. The people came out empty-handed. All right. After the whole Photoshop thing was over, the photo op thing was over. When the people left, they came out empty-handed, and they was telling people, well, wait, y'all got to go buy something. And they was like, no, we good.
Can't afford nothing in there. What was it, a $25 gift card, a $50 gift card?
Something like that. Like, what do I look like taking a pack of 50 rolls of toilet paper, 50 to 100 rolls of toilet paper on the bus? I'm an hour and a half away. Not just on the bus ride itself, but just the time it takes, period, to get there. I'm an hour and a half away. You know how far this Costco is from my house? I'm not coming back here to shop. If anything, I'll sell this gift card. Unless I can use it somewhere else, I'll sell this gift card to somebody who can use it, somebody who might have a Costco membership. What was most pathetic was that there were no, and I'm going to speak about this, there was no black-owned businesses for him to take the people to, because, take it back to the 70s, 60s, 70s, when they fooled you with integration. It was really just a money grab. So many Black-owned businesses went belly up within the first year, 6 months to a year of when they said, "Here, you can come and sit at our lunch counters, and we'll take your money without calling you a nigger."
We
We'll
still
do
hate
that.
you. We still
Yeah.
hate you, but we're gonna
Yeah.
take your money.
Yeah, we'll take your money. And they found out that the biggest dynamic of, the biggest the Black women, and I'm just saying, the Black women were the ones who filled in the spaces of these stores, of the J.C. Penney's and the Woolworths and whatever, the grocery stores, all of this stuff, because they felt that the white man's ice was colder. So they saw that the spending power in Black society was set in the hands of Black women. All right. So now you don't have Mr. Johnson's grocery store. I've mentioned this a few times. You don't have Mr. Johnson's grocery store. You now have grocery stores that are shutting down due to theft and violence, and you're sitting up here pretending as a so-called community leader, threatening the store or the city because the store is shutting down. You're threatening them to do what exactly? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have no leverage. You have zero leverage. And now, because of the disrespect that the people in the community have shown to this, name brand store that you say got insurance, like a Target or a Walmart or something, or a Kroger or whatever, now that they're shutting down, where are you going to go grocery shopping, especially when you don't have a car?
Well, do you remember what I said when they were when you had the civil unrest in Minneapolis?
What'd you say? Remind us.
When I said everybody fell for the trick bag?
Oh, yeah.
And what I said was, yeah, they get the stuff back on insurance, but guess what? A lot of them say, you know what? And not to be disrespectful, I've been here for a long time. I'm tired of dealing with you Negroes. I'm going to cash out. You burnt my shit down, get my check, and I'm going to fucking leave. And now your fucking community is a fucking economic desert, which brings your property value down. And it's going to lead to more high crime. And then it's going to lead for BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and other people. When you all of a sudden you're going to see that white man with that reflector vest with the tripod out there on the street one day.
the surveyor?
Yeah, the surveyor, the most dangerous person in the world. And all of a sudden, 18 months to 24 months later, you're seeing some old white man with a little bitch dog walking them without a care in the world. You've been gentrified. And then when they start building up stuff, then your property value going to be shooting up, and you got to pay these taxes if you own a spot. Now, if you rent, you won't be able to afford to live there because your rent is going to go up. Or is someone going to buy your building like, you know what, you got to go. I'm tearing this down, and I'm going to build up condos.
That's how people lost their Section 8 down here.
Yeah. So be careful what you ask for. I understand we are very emotional people. We get caught up, and I understand that there's a lot of injustices and everything, but you have to be strategic. And sometimes you got to do things and plan ahead, not just spur of the moment. You know what? I'm angry. Let me burn this place down. No, you don't do that. And like the FBI said, because they got a profile on the Black community as a whole, the Black community has the mentality of a petulant child So when these unfortunate circumstances happen or intentional, they say, let them get their little tantrum out, their little temper tantrum. And after they have their little temper tantrum, everything goes back to normal.
That's the
They
Democratic
got you down
Party.
like a book. They read you like a book.
That's the Democratic Party.
Yep.
You can run around with your little protest signs, but it means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing. If you want to make a change, you have to make it. You have to beat them at the polls, and that's exactly what happened on November 5th. You beat them at the polls. You beat them at the polls. The voice of the people have spoken. When they talk about voter turnout, let's just be honest. A lot of young black people under the age of 35 don't vote. Matter of fact, a lot of young people, period, under the age of 35 don't necessarily vote like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's normally reserved for, you normally see people 35 and up that's doing the voting, especially a lot of seniors. That's why Tiffany Henyard was hosting bingo nights and everything and giveaways for the seniors, picking them up in township buses and everything, because she knows the seniors are the ones who get out and vote. You have your goons steal TVs off of a freight truck, a freight train, and then suddenly you're giving away 70-inch TVs and, you know, refrigerators that you see at Lowe's going for $2,000. You're giving them away at bingo night. When it's time for people to vote, as far as who to put on the ballot, you see she tried to roll up with four. You probably, well, for those of y'all don't know, she tried to roll up with four Thornton Township busloads of seniors that they wouldn't even let them in the building because, you know, she showed up late. So she was frozen out and kicked off the ballot in a special session. She can't even do a write-in in Thornton because she was using the seniors of Thornton in order to try to secure her reelection. In Dalton, it's a whole different situation. It's a free-for-all, but come to find out that out of the 20,000 residents that voted for her, that were eligible to vote, out of 20,000, you know how many showed up to vote for her?
3.
About 1,600 people came out and voted for mayor. Out of the 20,000 residents, only 1,600 showed up and voted her in for mayor. And a lot of people were figuring, because she's a DEI hire, after Zuccarelli, I think Raleigh Rogers, I think once they were gone, because Zuccarelli died while he was in office, if I'm not mistaken. They gave it to her because she was a young black female who had a history with being a trustee, especially in Dalton. And if you see the videos of her when she was a trustee in Dalton, she was just as bad as of a trustee, with the yelling, the screaming, and the cursing at the mayor. But they figure, well, you know, she's a Spitfire, she'll fight for the people. And then the second she got in there, well,
she was for herself, her people's.
Yeah, you saw it. Right, we're familiar with the history. Brandon Johnson, and this is something people don't understand. Kash Patel, he was tasked with several things as far as cleaning up the FBI, but one of the main things that he was tasked with was cleaning up Democratic cities by going after the Democratic leadership. This was something Trump tasked him with. He's going to get his nomination. You have people like Brandon Johnson, Mayor of Chicago, being defiant, talking about keeping violent illegals and then deflecting about some slavery and reparations stuff when asked about it, as if somebody gives a damn. And told y'all 1,000 times, white folks don't care about that stuff no more. You played that card into the ground. It's 2025. Right.
You can't shame them. You can't guilt them no more.
Yeah, they're done with it. It's 2025. If you are poor as a black person, it's not the white man's fault. It's your own fault. It's your parents' fault. It's not our fault. You don't know how to read a book? Well, how come you don't know how to read? Don't you have a mommy or a daddy at home that can teach you how to read? We read to our kids. We have our kids read back to us. We teach them how to read. When I used to date single mothers, that was one of the punishments. You had to write out a chapter of a book. And then read me at least a couple of pages until I got sick of hearing your voice. That was a punishment. I had to use educate because they're not my kids. I can't put my hands on you. But education is a punishment. Why is education a punishment? No, seriously. Why is education a punishment when it comes to black people?
Because we don't value or embrace education as a whole in the urban community.
And then you have these black people who have degrees, and then you hear what their degrees are, and it's some liberal arts, women's studies, gender studies, psychology. It's a bunch of garbage. You went into debt. This is what kills me about the whole most educated lie. Yeah, you're the most. And it really, it's not even you. It's actually Asians are the most educated. They have the most degrees. But you have all of this education, but your education, your degrees are in garbage, and you're in debt coming out of college because you went to a public school. So therefore you really don't know shit, because we all know public schools, they teach you how to read, write. Well, they used to teach you how to read, write, and count at an 8th grade level. Now they're more so into teaching you how to get fucked in your ass as a boy. Which is why Trump did away with the Board of Education. He turned it back to the states. Let the parents decide what you want the curriculum to be, not the federal government. Although there should be some mandates in there. But we're going to set that aside. The education, your public education is low. So therefore, what you go to school for and get your degrees in is at a level which you find to be the easiest way out. And then you turn around and you get hired by these companies that are trying to fill a quota, most particularly a DEI quota. So they hire you, and all you do is come to work and start drama and bullshit. You barely do your job. You barely show up to your job. And now that they've taken away DEI initiatives, it is giving corporations the green light to fire your ass without being having to face a discrimination lawsuit. While at the same time, they're pulling back, they're cutting out food stamps and Section 8. If you are a working, able adult, especially with no children, good luck trying to get government benefits. And when the administration finally gets down to the nitty-gritty of these social programs, as far as cutting the fat for states which I think will probably happen once Kash Patel starts taking down people like Brandon Johnson and Tiffany Henyard and what's the chick in New Orleans, Cantrell. You already see Eric Adams is cutting a deal, looking for immunity for his prosecution simply by letting Trump know Tom Homan, where the migrants are. Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, they are fucked. You burned down California. Then I sat up there in the press conference and told your bitch ass, let these people get to their houses now. You trying to stall me out. I said no. Get them, let them go to it tonight. And then you turned around after I left and blocked the people from going to their homes, still trying to pull this fucking 18-month scam. I told you don't do that. And you're trying to do it anyway? Wait till Kash Patel get in there. Wait till he get his FBI department situated with the right personnel. Just wait. I say give it 6 months. Give it 6 months. And have Brandon Johnson sit up there and tell me, I'm not going to go and answer the Congress about why I'm trying to keep violent, murdering, rapist scumbags in the south side of Chicago along with the black folks. You're going to try to pull the fucking race hustle card with Congress? Do you not understand that people like Jasmine Crockett, AOC, the fucking bald chick up there in Massachusetts, all of you people are getting drummed out of politics. You just don't know it yet. You're about to get drummed out. We're going to turn your voter base against you if that's what it takes. But you're getting the fuck out of here because you're detrimental to the government. Not
Dead
just
man
the
walking. Dead man walking.
Yes. You just don't know it yet. Because you still trying to run a 90s race hustle. Like you just as silly as those people that were running for DNC chairs. I am a black woman. I am speaking. I am speaking. Bitch, nobody's yelling. We're watching you. Singing Negro spirituals and got people on stage laughing at you. You people are getting drummed right out of politics. And I swear to God, the death knell of the Democratic Party was Trump taking away their ability to brainwash the masses. We say reparations. 5 times as many white Europeans were enslaved by blacks in Africa than black slaves who went to North America. It involved structure. You say 300,000 black slaves in North America, 1.5 million in white European slaves went to Africa, 28 million black slaves went to Arab countries, all the men castrated on the way there, taking away their ability to reproduce. Because you don't want the children of slaves to come back 20 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later, and revolt against you. That's why you do that. But at the same time, getting back to it, when Trump opened up the media to legitimize people who are podcasters, no matter what social media platform that they are, and open up their ability to get credentials, as far as in the White House press room, giving you a website link where you can go and be certified, legitimized as the press, without having to spend a lick in broadcasting schools or anything like that. That was the death knell for the Democratic Party's stronghold on media, because you've got Facebook doing X, which is why a lot of Democrats now hate Twitter, is because they can't lie on Twitter anymore because they'll get community noted. You get community noted where it tells the truth over and paints the real narrative of the bullshit spin that you're trying to pull on people. Not only that, you actually get pushback now by conservative voices on your bullshit, and you cannot get them banned or silenced, or they can't be shadow banned. Only two, Facebook is trying to go the same route where they community note you now. They community note you. Same thing, let's see. I think what they're trying to do, same thing with Instagram, because Facebook, Instagram owned by the same company, Meta. The only two main social media apps where you as a liberal can get away with spreading lies and pushing bullshit is Google, which is YouTube, and
TikTok.
TikTok. They're very heavily left leaning. This is why, if you notice, back before Trump was even thought of as the next presidential candidate during the Biden administration, if you notice, a lot of black men who had red pill channels or whatnot, one of their biggest complaints was being shadow banned. You're either being shadow banned or they take down your channel, or you're getting demonetized because it was very left leaning.
They take subscribers from you.
Yeah. See, Solving Politics said, where are my glasses? I ran Section 8 housing units for a decade in the 2000s. My average tenant was a morbidly obese teenage girl, mostly minorities. Let's just say mostly blacks or people of color. Let's see, getting knocked up by 2 to 4 different felons right out of prison. Yeah, because that was the hustle. That's no longer the hustle now. That's not going to be the hustle anymore. I've been saying for years that eventually they were going to reform welfare. Not necessarily take it away, but there was going to be a different type of strategy concerning it. If you are an able-bodied adult, you shouldn't be able to get it. I could see if you had a kid. If you had a kid and you needed to apply for welfare, then you needed to, basically what you were applying for was schooling. You were applying for, this is my take on it. You get to pick a class, a 2 to 4 year class, 6 months class, whatever. You get your degree or certification while you're on the system. You get your welfare, you get your food stamps, you get your daycare. All right. But you need to go to class. You need to go to class, and you need to pass the class. 6 months before you pass the class, you get job placed. The government offers tax breaks for people that they job place. So you intern for 6 months until you graduate. And then the company, we make sure they hire you on. All right. You get hired on because they want that tax break. Plus that 6 months of them training you how to work the job. After that, once you graduate, you're done. You can never come back. Don't ever call us. Don't ever come back. Also, don't get pregnant. Your best bet is not to get pregnant while you're on the welfare, because we're not adding any extra money or extra food stamps or nothing to anything. You stay with what you came in with. You're not going to hustle us. You have the education now. There's no reason for you to come back to welfare. it should really mainly, in all honesty, it should mainly be for the elderly, all right, or the disabled, be it mentally or physically. Those are the people that should be getting the welfare and the Section 8. Say the answer, I believe, is Cradle to Grave app web-based role models, blogging tutorials from successful members of each culture from their unique problems. Cradle to Grave app web-based. Surround A. I'll let you finish that. But yeah, that's what welfare should be about. Section 8, that's what it should be about. For welfare and the disabled. You break your leg on the job, you can either get on a social service, or you can deal with the company, whatever they have with their injury losses or whatnot, injury policies and everything, and weigh your options. But you don't get 2 bites at the apple, though. You know what I mean? Hello?
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get to live off the government's teeth for 20, 30, 40 years. Remember we did that review of that stupid ass show up in Canada, that ex guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, with a mother. She was a single mother. For those of y'all who didn't watch it, it was a single mother of 2. The mother lived in the welfare projects, whatever, and was talking about to her oldest daughter, who's 20, talking about passing the apartment down to her daughter.
Yeah.
Her Section 8 apartment.
And that's the problem, right? Because here's the thing, like where I'm at, you have a lot of people that are 2nd and 3rd generation welfare or Section 8. And I see firsthand where people will come like, oh, you got to cut my hours because it's going to affect my Section 8. And that's the cycle. And the unfortunate thing is you have the children growing up in that, and they're indoctrinated into that. So it kills their drive to want more because they are in a comfort safety net, so to say.
This is how you get 77% of black men voting against their best interest.
Yeah.
Like, you grew up in poverty, and somehow you think voting to keep yourself in poverty more than any other group.
See, here's the thing, though. Where I'm at, a lot of the black men voted for Trump, because you got to think about it like this. The women have the safety net. At the end of the day, if something happens to me where if it's an unfortunate circumstance where I will lose my job or whatever, if it's my fault or not, the company goes out of business or whatever, they won't give me food stamps. They see me like, you're an able-bodied man, go out there and work. If I'm a woman, I'm going to get food stamps. I'm going to get every social net program to benefit from. And men are looking at that like they see that. And that's why a lot of men this cycle voted for Trump. And you got the women, they'll brag about it. They'll put the other women onto it. Like, look, you could do this, you could do that. You could benefit from this program. You could benefit from this program. And what they believe is the lap of luxury, but you're just being held comfortable enough where it kills your drive to be productive.
You have women out here doing Section 8 apartment tours on social media as if this is something to be proud of. But the beauty of it is that because of the Trump administration, they put a pause on all new applicants for social services because, again, you have some of these states that have allowed illegals to partake in this government funding in these social services. You need to cut the fat. You need to cut the fat. So again, get worse before it gets better. Winter is here. You kill the DEI programs. You get people who are making way too much money per year to work a job that the only reason why they have the job is because of a quota. And I'm speaking on both black and white women. All right. And the trans community, those who quote unquote benefited from it. You've now lost your job. You've now lost your job. The average rent is about $1,600 a month in a lot of these major cities that are cutting these programs. So now you can no longer afford your rent. You call yourself trying to, get on the government teeth to bail you out, but everything is put on pause until they figure out who is who and how much money is in the pot and can be allocated to you. So what winds up happening to you?
What happens is with the DEI person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. After they run this course, you're gonna get fired. Because now with Trump in, you're not getting these tax benefits for these DEI. And it was a two-pronged thing because the companies got paid to hire so many people to be employed. They got a tax voucher for that shit.
And an ESG score that's high and all of this goofy stuff through BlackRock. But so now you're fired as a DEI hire. You can't get on welfare. You can't get the Section 8, the vouchers. The lines are just way too long. And a lot of tenants are no longer, or a lot of landlords and apartment complexes are no longer taking Section 8 vouchers. So what happens to you?
What happens?
Yeah.
You're basically cut out of the system because you never got no skills to utilize. So you're just a wandering nomad in the system.
You got a degree in gender studies. You got a useless degree in gender fucking studies.
You're worthless in the workforce.
This is why you have a Sonny Holston who sit up there and say uneducated white women voted for Trump. And it's like, well, you guys are a walking example that education and intelligence are mutually exclusive. Because you're educated, but you're voting. You think you're voting for your interests. You think that you're voting to stay a special protected class, but that's not set in stone. And actually, you're being used to implement a new system that was aimed at tearing down the very fabric of America through socialism, which would have led you to communism. Now that has been halted and America is getting back on track, because understand America is a corporation unto itself. It's not a goddamn, it's not a welfare country. It was never intended to be that. This place was supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave, a capitalist society through and through. Why do you think so many foreigners try to come here? They don't come here so they can rob, rape, and kill. They come here so they can make money. How many stories have we heard about immigrants coming here fresh off the boat, you know, through the port of entry, and now they, next thing you know, 40 years later, grandpa is living in a mansion somewhere. Successful kids, they got liquor stores and gas stations and, you know, all types of businesses all across. Huh?
Yeah. Small businesses.
Yeah, that make a lot of money.
Because it's a small business doesn't mean it makes a lot of money. Don't get that misconstrued.
No, but if you are a successful small business, you know how to, especially if you came from nothing. You came from nothing, and your small business starts turning a profit. You put that money up. You put that money up. You don't change your living habits. You don't start living up beyond your means. If you're doing that, then that means that you're people who are living beyond their means, their businesses fail because clearly they do not know how to balance or budget their money. You saw so much of that. Remember the Gordon Ramsay show where he would go to different restaurants?
Yeah.
The problem was the people didn't know how to balance the budget. They didn't know how to balance the budget. They didn't know how to run a business. So they started, you know, like you start making some money, suddenly now you got to drive a BMW. You got to live in a better neighborhood. So now you're living pretty much check to check off of your small business. You got clothes and jewelry. This is why, you know, on these shows, like go to these people's houses and like, let's take a look at your closet. Take me on a home tour. Let's see. Oh, you bought this, you bought that. Oh, you got all this ridiculousness in your house, but your business is failing. Like, yeah, because you're not putting the money back into the business. Why do you think one of the main things they do in the show is not only do they go through the freezer, the walk-in, and you see all of this old food and whatnot, and then they wind up changing over the whole decor of the restaurant and give them some type of business management class on how to balance your budget. Make the shit simpler because you're trying to do too much. You're fucking up. And then these people, a year or so later, they go out of business because they went right back to their old ways and fucking up the money. These people come over here, they put their kids in school. Accounting is one of the big things that you see they put their kids in.
To run a business. Yeah.
Yeah, to run a business, to learn how to manage money. Come work in the store after school. Yeah, sweep the floor, stock the shelves, take pride in it. Here, work the register. Let me show you how to balance the books. When the kid is ready, the parents retire. Doing bartending down here, you know, on the weekends or whatnot, the whole private service. You know how many Indian homes I go to? And I ask them what they do. What do you do? Oh, I own a liquor store. I own a gas station. Oh, I own a convenience store. These people aren't Fortune 500 company owners. You know, I don't go to somebody's house and he's, you know, an executive for some white company or whatnot. No, these people are business owners. They just grew their business over time. You sit down and talk with these kids. Like they'll come, like when I'm stocking the bar or whatnot, in their house, in their basement, that looks like a party center, and the kids get curious, you know, I get to talking to them about business and everything in school. They're not going for goddamn gender studies degrees and shit.
They're not going for basket weaving. They're going
Right.
to something film.
Yeah.
Something you can fucking make a dollar off of and sustain a comfortable living.
Yeah, they're not going to school to get jobs that'll make them the employee. They're going to school getting degrees that make them the employer. You can sit up here as black people and holler education all you want to, but if you're not going to school to get an education that makes you an employer, then what the fuck are you going to school for? All right, let me read some of these comments. Yep, had that happen. Had a couple of kids who got their mother's voucher after she died. Drive? My tenants were so unmotivated, I had to drive them to the Section 8 office to turn in the renewal paperwork. Let's see. They were so depressed. All day long, sit around watching rap videos and Jerry Springer. See, my tenants were so depressed, they did not even care when they lost their vouchers. Yeah, so now they out in the streets. Add in their benefits, housing, utilities, food stamps, welfare, healthcare by stiffing hospitals, all had big screen TVs and nice furniture. Came in to about $5K a month in benefits total. Yeah. Degree in gender studies. Meantime, your average tenured professor makes $155K a year teaching 6 to 8 hours a week, 4 months vacation, sabbaticals, benefits. See, well, they do get preferred set-asides and grants after entry to advance them to buffer class status. Yeah. That's because they're productive. Some ethnicities come here and 10 generations later on welfare. Others, a few short years after getting here, they are trying to figure out what top college to send their kids to. That's true. Exactly. Poor people, if they can't drive it, they wear it, blowing it on clothes, bling, and cars that depreciate to nothing. Yeah. YouTube channels that can help. A-Lux and Motivational Hub. All right. See, fantastic show, guys. You're right on. Appreciate that. What's this here you posted, Lewis?
I put that on my channel to subscribe to Villainous News.
Okay.
That's on my side.
Oh, I see. Subscribe to the channel. All right. It says blacks get sold into the pipe dream of being a professional athlete. Only 1 in 1,200 high school football players gets drafted into the NFL. Yeah. 1 in 30 had a successful career and is not bankrupt. Well, 1 in 36,000.
But the thing is, it's mostly the parents, and you got to look at it like this also. Is a big business in athletics. High schools make a lot of money. They get a lot of extra funding due to how successful and their football team is. And colleges make money hand over fist over sports. So you got to have a balance. And sports do play a role. Sports, one, it teaches discipline, and it teaches young children how to deal with adversity and defeat. Sports plays a big role in development of young boys. And I did 10 years in the Marine Corps, and you see the difference between the men that never engaged in any sports or competitive, like a martial arts or whatever, then, that just came off the street. Oh, let me join the Marine Corps. Like, you could tell, like, they don't have that drive, or when it's adverse situations, they don't know how to handle it. Sports plays a big role in development of young men. The problem is, in our community, we have it sold as a pipe dream to escape poverty. That's the unfortunate thing about sports. where it comes
You know-
to football and basketball.
You know what? I've been an advocate, and you can attest, of young men coming out of high school, going into the military. At a minimum 2 years, but I would say do 4 years, just so they can tear you down and build you up, so you can learn how to have discipline and structure. You know what you probably didn't have growing up.
Yeah, it
Not
should be a
only-
mandatory conscription.
Yeah. Not only that.
Peacetime. During peacetime.
Yeah. Or just period. Just period. Just like in South Korea. You know, you do a mandatory 2 years. Like, we will not have a nation of weak men.
But you know who will fight that? You know who will fight that? The women.
Don't care.
Yeah, I know.
Don't care. This ain't about you. This ain't about you. And in all honesty, if you produce a man, excuse me, if you produce a factory of men who do at least about 2 to 4 years of military service, where again you tear them down, you build them up, you teach them a sense of purpose, of structure, of order, and truly hope that it takes, when they come out, you're dealing with a bunch of men that at least have recaptured some form of manhood in them, some form of self-respect. You hope. Plus, as a man, the government benefits, it's pretty much your safety net. Can we be honest?
Of course.
It's a safety net for you. So it's a win-win situation, especially in peacetime.
Solving Politics said, I agree sports helps, however, academics first, then sports second. If they do both, leave little time for drugs, gangs, and other social ills. I agree. Are you from the United States, Solving Politics?
Yeah, he is. Remember, he talked about, well, I know he's lived here. I can't answer.
The
for him,
Section
man.
8. Are you like from East Coast, West Coast, Bible Belt, Midwest, what? What area?
Yeah, where are
from?
you? Yeah, where are you in this country? I'll give him time to answer. But yeah, in all honesty, I would go to the military. I wish I could do it all over again. Because at 18 years old, I would have signed up. I would have signed up for the military and had them pay for my schooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have had them pay for my schooling. At least about a good 4 years. You know, come out with my military benefits. Again, if I could do it all over again with this brain.
And you're learning leadership.
Yeah.
Organization.
Got a job. I'd use my father's GI Bill to go ahead and get the quote unquote free house, because he got that Vietnam membership, Vietnam benefits. I don't know if it still applies today, where you can get a house with no money down. The government covers that for you. Yeah, I'd have done that. I'd have started a career, and after a good 2 to 4 years in, once I knew I anchored myself, at least with the skill set to have the career going, that's when I would have went and purchased a house. Probably 2, and rented one out. Have one as a residential and one as a rental. Yeah, commercial. I'd have been straight. I wouldn't have to worry about it, because that one house would have paid for both. You know, that one house would have paid for both, and then have the job on top of it. And just probably, I wouldn't have got too deep in the real estate market, but
What's
it
up,
would have been.
Toya?
Is that who that is? Trust.
Yeah. Yeah, Toya.
What's up, Toya? Oh, that I remember. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's so many options. You can probably do that now. Now that it looks like some of these wars are starting to calm down, and Trump is fighting with tariffs instead of bombs and bullets. You could probably go into the military now, especially if you're under the age of 35. They're remaking it to where now you don't have to worry about, it being a prison shower scene in the military.
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Regina. You dropped the soap, soldier. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You're kicking that out the military. Yeah, now was a good time. Now was a good time. And military benefits are not bad. I understand that, under the past regimes, the way they treat veterans have been terrible, especially those who have served in wars. But look, when dude said promises made, promises kept, and you're seeing them actually putting these promises in motion, you have no choice but to trust it. You have no trust but to trust it. What are you going to do? Are you going to be on social media screaming into echo chambers, complaining about progress? Or are you going to sit back and watch the growth in how things are developing? How are you going to play this? How do you want to play this? You have more people who are on the side of this current presidency than not. And those who, like prime example, people like TYT. All right, for example, TYT, they're supposed to be the Democratic voice on social media, particularly YouTube. These people are, screaming into the void. These people are falling apart. All right. Sink Uger doesn't know which way to go. Anna is already, you see where she's headed. She's more conservative leaning now than she's ever been because she's calling out the ridiculousness of it. Some of the people that collect TYT welfare checks that Anna told Cenk, she told him on air, she was like, yo, I told you not to bring these people on. She even said on Twitter, like, yo, we messed around there and brought all these different groups in, trying to give them a voice on TYT, and they turned around and either they're kooky or they turn around and bit their hand and fed them. Huh?
They betrayed them.
Yeah, like that Mondale guy, and now this Francesca chick.
I think Rashad Ritchie might be the next one that do it.
Yeah.
I see it happening.
Yeah, the race baiting, the days of race baiting are over. You can't sit up here and be like a Jasmine Crockett yelling, screaming about racism and slavery and building White Houses when you run around here with an authentic Gucci purse, driving an expensive car, going home to a house that's too big for you, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and it's just you, bitch. But somehow you're oppressed. How are you oppressed? How are you oppressed? And you know what? I brought up something we talked about last week. Remember that whole nigger incident with LeBron James spray painted on his garage?
Yeah.
I don't believe a white person did that.
You think it was one of his handlers to get publicity?
Yeah, I think that was a publicity stunt. Because he wasn't the only black person living in that neighborhood. Just like that whole situation with Dr. Dre, with the guy blocking his driveway and everything. That was some BS. That wasn't what we thought it was. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't what we thought it was. That was manufactured controversy. Just like the Oscars slap with Will Smith, is manufactured controversy. That's Hollywood. Do you really put anything past these people?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. I wouldn't put nothing past them, especially in Hollywood.
But you're oppressed. I see what the other side means now. When they're like, dude, like, you're a multimillionaire. How are you oppressed? Are you Jack Johnson? Are you Willie Mays Hayes before, segregation? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Show us the white man sitting at your table with your
with his foot on your neck.
Right, where he's got, his oppression calendar. I got your day mapped out. 12:46, you're gonna be called a nigger in traffic. I mean, where's this guy that's oppressing you? Most black people throughout their whole interactions throughout the day might actually have direct contact with maybe 3 white people in their day. Maybe. Where's your oppression? Well, it's systematic. Okay, how? Blockbusting, redlining? Is that what you're going to say? Or are you going to talk about the economic crimes that are against you? The biggest economic crime that's holding you back right now are through democratic policies, social programs. Those things hold you back. Homeboy, you remember Homeboy Mosh?
Yeah.
He was talking about his wife before they, back when she was young. She said, hey, look, this whole welfare Section 8 thing is a scam, because the more I bettered myself, the less benefits they gave me. They were like if I made $2, they wanted to cut off half my food stamps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just making $2 extra. Why are you taking so much away? Because they want to keep you trapped in that cycle. He said, don't even have a conversation about merit, then it's crickets. Yeah, that's the whole thing. If there is no safety net for you, like there's no safety net for men, you either sink or there's no safety net for men. You either sink or fucking swim. You either get your ass out here and make money, or you're living up under I-20. For those of y'all that don't know, here in Atlanta, where I-20 and 75-85 merge through downtown, is nothing but a huge homeless encampment up under those underpasses, those freeway underpasses. And here in Atlanta now, they're littered all up and down these underpasses, these freeway underpasses and exit ramps and whatnot. especially in South Atlanta, that southern part, that southwestern part of Atlanta. He said, yes, he's American. So I'm in politics. He finally answered the question. What part of America are you in? North, south, east, west, central, you know. But yeah, but pulling, quote unquote, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Do you know how your strings get cut? By fucking with the Democratic Party that smiled in your face. Because they're holding the scissors behind their backs. Remember how they used to burn down our towns and cities and whatnot? Those were Democrats that did that. Poor white trash Democrats living in trailer parks or in shanty towns or whatnot, who were jealous of the things that we had. So then they would have manufactured fake outrage to come and slaughter you and take over your shit. These weren't Republican whites. These were Democrat whites. And now they do the same thing to you. They pull the same game on you, except it's called regentrification. Grew up in the West Coast, live in the Rockies. Oh, he out there in Denver. Oh my God, he out there in Colorado. So let me ask you a question, Solving Politics. I noticed that ICE hasn't stepped up to the people in Aurora yet. Is there any word in your neck of the woods concerning that? Yeah, they get you with the predatory. Remember the predatory home loans with the floating interest rates? You remember that, Lewis?
With predatory lending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, you know how many black people? I mean, I had a friend, he was affected by that. He was a small business owner and took, jumped on that floating interest rate home ownership. He said his mortgage went from about $1,500 a month, and it ballooned to like $4,000 to $6,000 a month because the banks wanted their money. That's what caused the housing crisis. And the banks had to foreclose on all those homes, but they didn't have the money to handle all that. So remember, they got the bailouts. The banks got the bailouts because of those freaking, oh my God, those floating interest rates. And now here they're not even doing that now. Now, private corporations like BlackRock own a lot of homes, a lot of real estate. They got into home management companies where they actually bought these homes from the banks, and now you're paying them your mortgage. Are you watching this on a delay? He said, love your idea about going to the military. That was 30 minutes ago. Personally, I think this administration, the ideas and the policies of this administration, if you are a productive person, doesn't matter what race or sex or whatever, if you're a productive person, this is going to work out for you. But if you're one of those people who were relying on government teats and subsidies and BS jobs with BS degrees, if you were one of those people, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer hard. We're going to see what all of this most educated really going to do for you. Because if you can't do shit, then you don't eat. All of these, remember all that conversation about, I'm not doing 50-50. I mean, on a social level, this is where you're going to be affected. All of these people who were talking about how they don't do 50-50 and they looking for, the 666 and a man and, 6 figures, 6 feet, 6 inches, whatever, all of that stuff. You keep talking like that and you're going to find yourself homeless. OnlyFans, the average income of a person with an OnlyFans page is less than $200 a month on average. I mean, you have to really be Miss Standout Special to be making some real money on there, and that's starting to go to.
And at the end of the day, you're really killing your soul. So is it really worth it?
Yeah, because I mean, eventually you're going to turn 35, honey. Eventually that wall is going to hit, and OnlyFans is not what it used to be during the pandemic. Wait, so I can't basket weave my way through this. See, I agree with what you said about Trump. However, if we don't build something permanent, the next Democrat in office will probably undo it. Well, when is the next Democrat coming? Because I sit here and I watch these J.D. Vance interviews. I don't see a Democrat nowhere. I don't care if I fire ballistic missiles. I do not see a Democrat within a missile's reach away that's going to be able to challenge a J.D. Vance, especially in a two-term presidency. Oh, that's why I like app web-based role models. No politician can F it up. Well, that's what, again, taking it back, that's the beauty of Trump opening up the media to people who have podcasts and whatnot, because their message, as far as what they're going to talk about, as far as the positives or the activity that this administration is doing, is going to drown out people like The View and CNN and MSNBC. We see those networks as jokes now. People make videos about The View, not seal clapping them, but actually laughing at them. Say PA Governor Shapiro, he is not beating the J.D. Vance. He comes off like the common man with his hoodie, and his bald head, and he speaks the common people's language, but he's not presidential in the least bit. He would probably make a good VP, but as far as presidential, no, he's not there. He's not there. He's a common senser, but he's not there. He's not beating the Vance. He's not beating the Vance.
All Trump got to do is not fuck up this 4 years. J.D. Vance to be a sure win.
Watching him speak, watching some of the picks, especially like the press secretary, you see that they're telling the truth. They're not BSing the people. Shapiro, he doesn't BS the people. Vance, Trump, the press secretary, Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, the Kennedy, all of these people they're not speaking in tongues. They're not talking in circle jerk language like a Gavin Newsom or whatnot, or Brandon Johnson. They're not deflecting. They're telling you exactly what they feel. Like when he told that one reporter, like Margaret, I don't care. I don't care. Get the hell out of my neighborhood. If I don't want you in my neighborhood, I don't want you in anybody else's neighborhood. Because you're an illegal and you're violent. You haven't been properly vetted. And there was nothing she could say. She grew up with the Learjet leftists. Let's see.
Minorities are their therapy sessions, just like some right-wingers love to call themselves patriots for doing nothing. People on the left want to pretend they are next Mother Teresa for doing nothing. No welfare moms at the Kennedy compound, no homies from the hood hanging out on Obama or Bernie's $25K an hour private jets.
Right.
Yeah, Obama be hanging out on a yacht with what's the guy that own Virgin?
Dookie Dick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to smear gay people, but you know, the guy is an open, you know, he's an openly gay man.
Yeah. Democratic Party leaders are miserable because they know they are total frauds. Yeah, Branson.
Yeah. Well, they wasn't that the guy he was swimming with?
Obama, yeah. Branson.
Yeah.
He was hanging out on the yacht.
Yeah, your little
on the yacht.
Your little Speedos. Little thong encrusted Speedos on the yacht. Out in the water. Let's go downstairs and dry off, Barack. Let me pat your back. Soon as he got out of the office, my nigga went and got laid. Let's just be honest. I'm sorry. Am I lying? Am I telling? Should I not say that?
Well, all you got to do is look up the things about Barack before he became president. So I mean,
yeah.
Even what was our dude from Chicago? Bay that did all the conspiracy lectures. Oh God, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, the one
Steve
that
Coakley. Steve Coakley.
Yeah, Steve Coakley, Mr. Betrayer himself.
Steve Coakley was talking about Barack Obama before the nation knew who Barack Obama was. When he was running the community activist thing down in Chicago back in the day. I heard about Barack before he became a political powerhouse.
Shine a black light on him and you be like, like, dude, go take a shower, please. Solving Politics says, imagine spewing lies about social justice, fairness, and diversity when the Democrat leadership's lives are private jets, multiple mansions, yachts, limos, bodyguards. They know they are frauds. Right. That's why it was Kamala's campaign was entertainers.
Well, they're the oligarchs here.
Yeah. And
they're the oligarchs, and we're the proletariats. And shout out to Sergeant Willie Pete for using that analogy. So they're the ones that's controlling shit. And honestly, and shout out to Sergeant Willie Pete again. He said something I wholeheartedly agree with. America has the blacks that they deserve, and they're about to get the white men that they deserve. Because when you do not have men gainfully employed, these are some of the things socially that is happening right now. That's the byproduct. Larry Sinclair did a Commonwealth Club speech on Bathhouse Barry and his cocaine. Oh yeah, you know, snorting cocaine while he was getting a BJ by a white man in the back of the limousine. Yeah, I know all about that.
It's funny. I'm laughing because I'm in a Facebook group where, you know, it's like, it's pretty much a liberal tears group, even though it's supposed to be about sick and twisted memes. That's the name of the group, Sick and Twisted Memes. But it's turned into a political cry fest for Democrats. So, of course, you know how they keep trying to come at Melania Trump for, you know, her new modeling pics was taken, what, 40 years ago or whatever. So they put up the comparison saying that Michelle Obama was classier than her. I was like, yeah, but the difference is that nobody wants to sleep with Big Mike, as they call her. Nobody wants to sleep with an Obama. No heterosexual male wants to sleep with an Obama. I have been called more racial slurs in that group than I've been called in my whole 53 years of life by a white person. And by the way, the white person, the white male that's calling me the slurs or called me the slurs was a Democrat.
No, Michelle Obama is a woman, but Michelle Obama is Barack's beard.
You know, it's like, I mean, personally,
it's a woman.
Yeah, personally, it's none of my business, but it's fun to laugh about it.
She is Barack's beard because back in the day, Barack had a thing for Jewish white women back in the day, but he had a strong taste for white men. So
you see what he wrote. You see what Jibber wrote.
She gives me a reserve hard on.
Yeah, I don't think she's attractive. I don't even care if if it's Big Mike or actually Michelle. I don't even care. All I know is that Barack Obama's presidency was a token presidency. You know, we really didn't question him as black people because we saw him as a black man, you know, white mother, Nigerian father, whatever. He's a brother. You know, we didn't even argue whether or not he was, you know, FBA.
Can we talk about Barack for a second?
Sure.
All right, under Barack has deported more illegals than anybody, who we are claiming that is inhumane that Trump wants to do it, but Barack did it. Barack really expanded the war in the Middle East, and you can make the argument under Barack Hussein Obama that open slavery has come back to Africa when, with him and Hillary Clinton overthrowing Gaddafi, which called, with the United States behind the Arab Spring. He's owned by the corporate insurance company Shields, corporate America. They made a ton of money off of Barack Obama with the Obamacare and everything. And the military industrial complex made a lot of money under Barack Hussein Obama. So, interesting. Yeah, a cuck. Highlight that with Jibber Jabber, Bay. Yeah, he's a cuck.
Yeah, I mean, when he said that he lost me with the Skip Gates and the beer summit, yeah, we had the beer with the cop. Yeah, he lost me there, and he proved that he lost me when he sang the Negro Spiritual at the funeral of the victims of Dylann Roof. And as much as people hated Trump during his first term, if you go back and look, Barack Obama gave us the body cams. But it was Trump that brought us the prosecutions off of those body cams. It wasn't Barack. It wasn't Barack. Only thing, those body cams were snuff films.
Are you eating Popeyes, Bay?
No, I'm eating the fruit cup.
Oh well, Jibba Jabba said put the Popeyes down.
Put the Popeyes down. I'm eating a Del Monte fruit cup.
You don't got that Popeyes chicken sandwich?
Oh, with the
sandwich?
With the what? The Cavassier or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Chicken and alcohol, black folks. Chicken and alcohol. Y'all know y'all love it. Got to have my Remy Martin. I'm surprised Churches hasn't come out with chicken in 40 ounces. Get a 12 pack, you get 2 40 ounces of and a kind of malt liquor. Gives you
well.
Woo,
Hey, Jay,
yeah.
put my camera up.
Oh, you got the Woodford?
Oh yeah. Oh
some Popeyes in Woodford.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. That Popeyes crap is peak. Nigga city. Nigga city.
Not for nothing, Toya. Not for nothing. The other day, when I was at Popeyes, I had a Popeyes chicken sandwich and fries. That shit was good. They Cajun chicken the Cajun fries. Oh, they rival right now. They rival Checkers fries to me, because Checker fries was my favorite. Popeyes, they doing their thing, and I be eating those spicy chicken sandwiches. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not gonna lie. When I left Home Depot yesterday, I almost stopped at Churches because it's across the street. I almost got me a 12-piece.
Remember the urban legend, the urban lie that Popeyes was owned by the Klan? I mean, Church's Chicken.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like, but then explain the Indian franchisor that's wrapping up my chicken. I guess money is money. Say I would never front on Popeye's red beans and rice, but I don't eat that shit anymore. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Hey, trust. One day when you come down, you know where I'm at. Come down to Brick City. I'll get you a spicy chicken sandwich with red beans. Get the mashed potatoes. I give you the full course, and a lemonade be banging.
Oh, that's that lemonade be sweet,
and it's owned by Indians too. That's the thing. This shit.
I've never known lemonade to be so sweetly sour. Am I missing something with that?
What, lemonade?
How it's so sweetly sour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it be banging. That powder be perfect. No, but I don't see any bounce back by the Republican Party. Not with what the groups that they're clinging to for votes, that being people of color, mainly black. I don't see it happening. Black women there's not enough black women to vote you into office. You saw that when you ran Kamala. 91%, 77% did you no good.
Put solving politics thing up. Obesity has ravaged the lower socioeconomic classes. 41% of blacks are obese, but 90% of my Section 8 tenants were obese. Here's the thing. I bet higher in socioeconomic classes you go, the better shape you're in. Well, here's the thing. When you're in an urban environment, I work in food retail, okay? where I'm at, it comes with socialization, and two, like 4 years ago, food that is unhealthy for you was cheaper than healthy food. Like where I'm at, you get a bag of organic apples that's pesticide free and non-GMO. That's non-GMO. It's like $8.99 for a bag. A regular bag of apples is like $5.99. Now, one, apples are, is a perishable, so it's only going to last so long. And if I'm on a fixed income, it's very hard to buy healthy food that it will last for the whole month. And two, with all this stuff, these snacks, there's a lot of chemicals. It's like crack. Like how people are addicted to nicotine. Me, I love my cigarettes. Or you're addicted to whatever drug. There are chemicals that's in like cookies and potato chips that trigger your dopamines in your body that keep you addicted to that stuff. And people, unfortunately, in the area where I work, where the streets are not that safe, a lot of kids, like they do not get the exercise like they should.
That's why you got the 13-year-old that weigh 200 pounds at 5'2".
And also all the fucking meat. Look, let me tell you. I'm 49. I remember as a child, a drumstick would be so fucking small. Now with all the hormones that they pump into the chickens and the cattle to make them grow larger in a shorter amount of time so they could get the most meat out of it, that stuff goes into the bodies also. And this is why you have girls that's 11 and 12 years old going through puberty, and your males are fat as hell because they're not outside working. I mean, outside playing, burning that stuff off. And if you notice all this correlation, you got a higher rate of people, especially our sisters, that's coming down with lupus. A lot of our females and a lot of males now with higher rates of hypothyroid. All this stuff comes into play. What's in the food?
That's why you got Kennedy trying to cut out the pharmaceutical companies. It was funny to see Elizabeth Warren calling herself trying to grill him over that, when she's like one of the biggest recipients of pharmaceutical company donations. You cut the middleman out, which is the pharmaceutical companies. You will have a healthier America. It's funny, like I watch these expat shows or whatnot, and they say, like, hey, yeah, like the food over here is healthier. Like I can come over here, like in America, I'll eat a burger and fries and it'll sit on my stomach all day. I come over here, I will go to, the same McDonald's or whatnot, eat a burger and fries, and a few hours later, I'm hungry again. Like, because the ingredients that they use are way different. Yeah, like you said, agreed. Look at the size of the shoppers at Walmart versus how in shape your Whole Foods crowd is. Yeah, you say low income, healthy cooking. I mean, one of the things that bothered me about the manosphere is that it concentrated more so on, dry dickness instead of how to take care of yourself as a man, especially as a single man. Like, it is way cheaper and healthier to go and to get a pack of chicken and some vegetables or whatnot, cook it up on a Sunday and have it to eat for the week. You save yourself so much money by packing your own lunch, by cooking for, your dinner for the week. You save yourself so much money, and it's healthier depending on what you buy. Like, I don't buy any meats, and I mean, I'm not trying to rub it in or nothing or whatnot, but I don't buy any meat from Walmart or Kroger's. I go to the Asian grocery store. If you have a car or whatnot, you have one in your city. I go to the Asian grocery store where you see the butcher shop right there in the window. They have the fresh fish and everything. They cut that stuff up in your face. It doesn't come pre-packaged. You get the farm fresh stuff. And you get it pretty much kind of fresh. What they say, from farm to table.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that extra step, but at least you see them working on the stuff. It doesn't come frozen like that and then whatnot. I mean, they really take care of it right then and there. It has expiration dates. They get rid of that shit quick. They keep their inventory, their meat and fish and vegetable department. I mean, Lewis, those are your biggest inventory losses because they're your perishables.
Yep.
Right. They keep that stuff cycled. I go there and I get my meats from them. Will it have chemicals and preservatives in it? Probably. But it's less because you don't need the chemicals, the preservatives in there in order to keep it from staying fresh and staying longer on the shelves. Like that red dye number 9 or whatnot. Yeah, it makes it look fresh, but meanwhile, the meat is rotted on the inside. Because it is dead animal flesh. It starts rotting the second you kill the animal. So he said, do you find most people, he talking to you, do you find most people impulse buy and not plan meals for the week?
One, where I'm at, we get a lot of people that buy, when you look at your clientele, first of all, is different for the most part from the first of the month than towards the latter on, like the 3rd and 4th week of the month, where you get most of your people on EBT. They're going to buy a lot of chips, Hawaiian punch. They're going to get frozen meats like, your steakums, your frozen burgers. A lot of ground beef, because one of the things they love to buy for first of the month is they're going to make their lasagna and they're going to have their shrimp scampi. We sell a ton of linguine in the frozen bags of shrimp, or they go to the seafood department and get the crab clusters. But towards the latter end, you will see a lot of people buying ramen noodles, cans of tuna, and all that stuff. Oh, what you making, Truss? You're cooking your lunch. Oh, you shred your own cheese? Okay. So,
yeah, you said,
but also,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
The clientele in the morning and noontime is totally different from the clientele at night.
What's the difference?
Most people is people that work. They're getting stuff. You got your working crowd and you got your elderly. They're going to come early in the morning because they, we have the thing set up where the buses pick them up from the old folks home and they drop them off and they bring them back to their spot. So it's elderly, people come into working class people. During noon crowd is the people that work like at the court buildings and the municipal, because we're right where the municipal buildings are at. So we get the working crowd there. And then around 6 o'clock, you got your stereotypical Pookie and Keisha. They're going to wake up. They're going to hit the blunt for like an hour or two. and then they're gonna get munchies. So around 7, 8 o'clock, they're gonna come in the store and pack it up, like buying all the chips, the lunch meat.
Little Debbie snack cakes.
Oh yeah, moon pies and all that stuff. Yeah, and they're gonna get their crab clusters.
Say, completely agree about cooking your own food. Look how much money and health people blow on Starbucks, booze, and cigarettes. Probably could fund a person's retirement. See, I'm literally cooking my lunch for tomorrow right now. See, I shred my own cheese. That's good. Man, that's effing crazy. Just made red bean soup. Go ahead.
Do you like navy beans, Truss?
She said she soaked her beans all day. Yeah. Was crazy the breakdown of what's bought. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like with EBT, if it was my system, I'm in charge, you can only buy store brand products. You're not going to be able to buy crab legs and shit like that. You can get ground beef. You can get certain types of steak. You're not getting porterhouse and shit. But you're not, no, I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to buy junk food with EBT.
Well, that's not going to happen because the supermarket lobbyists will be on your ass. There's a lobbyist for everything.
Well, you can be on my ass, but she said she hasn't met a bean she didn't like. You can be on my ass.
I love regular lentils, red lentils, and navy beans. Those are my favorite beans there. I could eat lentils every day. I get some smoked turkey butts, or I get the navy beans with some stewed tomatoes and put some smoked turkey butts in it. Oh my God. Oh, you got a meal for days.
You can, as a food lobbyist, you can be on my ass all you want to, but EBT is not to fill your coffers. It's for poor people to be able to afford food. And snack food is not food. You want to take me to court on that? We'll see what the FDA has to say about your snack food, your potato chips and your Twinkies and shit. Like I get it. But matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, because come to find out, the reason why a lot of people's EBT cards, why they're getting cleaned out by scammers or whatnot, come to find out, and tell me if you've seen these, because I haven't. There are these $1 ATM machines that are specifically designed to extract money off of EBT cards. There's EBTs for cash. Have you seen or heard of these machines?
Yeah, we have our loss prevention people. They go by every day, like 3 times a day, and check our scan machines for that.
Yes, apparently that's how they're getting people's EBT codes and whatnot, and able to rip these people off. That's why I say, yo, stop going to these damn corner stores, because these people are putting the machines in themselves. The Indians and the Arabs and whatnot, and the Asians, you go to their little corner stores and you swiping on their cards, or you're using their debit card machines now, as it finds out. Yeah, they're stealing your EBTs. You're doing it to yourself. But EBT is not here for you to eat crab legs and junk food. It should be store-bought products, store brand products, mainly. I would say only, but mainly. What do you have to say?
Could you put up that link? That's Trust. That's my girl Trust. That's her channel. Please subscribe to her. She puts out a lot of great content. Subscribe to my homegirl. She's right there. I'll put in both your channel and mine's, Bay.
All right. Text her channel link to me.
You mean in text? Because I put in your channel too.
Yeah, put it in text because I'm in StreamYard. I'm not on YouTube.
All right.
Right. So I won't see it. Say all things. You're welcome. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, but that's why I was like, why are you lobbying at me? The food lobbies. Like I've cut it down to where they can just buy products that you sell. They can only get your Kroger brand product for for these $300-400 that's on this card. That's probably going straight to your store because I've cut out junk food. So there's no more going to the corner store. Thank you. There is no more going to the corner store and getting a bag of chips and some sodas or whatnot. They have to buy your shit and your shit only. Store brand products only. You telling me you don't want that $400? Is that what you telling me? Like, because it's going to be spent in your store, but would you rather be bought by Frito-Lay or by you Kroger?
Kellogg's.
Huh?
Kellogg's will be waiting at your door.
Right. Like, what's it gonna be? You want Kellogg? Yeah, you want Tony the Tiger to get the EBT money, or would you rather it be Kroger Frosted Flakes brand?
You mean the kangaroo?
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you want to get the money? You or them? See, I'm trying to move my channel in a web app-based D-roll models. Maybe we can all work together. Yeah, we can. You're welcome, Trust. I Toya the tutor, right?
Yeah, that's Toya the tutor.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I'm familiar with you. All right, it's getting late. It's 3:00 in the morning. At least where we are. We're going on 3 hours, which is usually an hour over my usual time. I'm going to, because as y'all know, YouTube killed my channels because they were subsidiaries up under themselves. But I'm going to be working on some new stuff. I'm going to open up a new channel, or I might change the name of this one. But it's like, let me kick around some more ideas on whether I want to start fresh or whatnot. But before the end of the month, I'll have a home channel. I have a home channel. In all honesty, Lewis, let me get my desk first. Let me get my desk first. The desk arrives on the 7th, or is supposed to be here on the 7th.
Okay.
So let me get my studio together. I think I already know what I want the new name to be and how I'll probably theme this whole thing, but it'll be before the end of the month. Definitely before the 10th, by the time I relaunch, the news channel. Because I want to be more professional about it. I want to have a more professional feel. Even if I'm just in the hoodie and baseball cap, because I've noticed that that's the aesthetic of a lot of the conservative black men's channels. I mean, some wear suits, some dress more business casual or whatnot, or some guys are just casual, period. That's why I bought the backdrops. I want to mix it up, but just watch this space and we'll see where I go with it.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Those that have been subscribed to me, if you noticed, I haven't really been posting many things. Just to let you know, I haven't been intentionally neglecting putting up material. The issue is over the past few months. Well, I work in the supermarket industry. Okay. And from Thanksgiving on, it's been very strenuous. I talk to Bay. We used to talk like every day, but now we talk like 3 times a week, if that. On what's up, Rayhama? If we're on the phone, I'd be so busy. It was at one point I was doing close to 75 hours a week at work, and right now our chain has been bought by different owners, so we're learning their operation philosophy on how they do things, and we're going through a mini renovation, so it's a lot of work done with that. But I'm going to be hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to be tomorrow night. When I get home from work, I'm going to record some of the stuff that I have from Clubhouse that I've been planning on putting up. But like today, I was talking to Bay. I slept the entire day today because I was so mentally and physically tired. I was just in the bed. Bay had called me at noon, and I'm like, hello, like dead.
Oh, he was dead.
It's like my body knows when it's my day off. My body just shuts down. That's from all the hours I've been doing at work.
Yeah, you're all right. I mean, life, they say same shit, different day, but it's different shit, different day.
Yeah. And my girl Trust, she has great content from a woman's perspective. Her content is top notch. I always try to catch it on a replay. So like check her out. Her content would not disappoint you. So, and also Rayhama, put your link up there in the chat. Put your link. If you got a wrench in my room, put up your link. Pimp your channel.
Yeah, put that channel on Clear Heels.
Rayhama has good content too. So, like, just pimp your channel. I don't care.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with that, because I mean, we try not to hang around the Umar Johnson of the space.
We're not content supremacists. We're all struggle streamers, so pimp your channel out. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, I had to read. After they killed my channels, I had to rethink of where I was going to go with this. Whether I was going to, I was doing the crime thing under the Embrace Villainy 3 days a week. It's like, I don't want to move away from that, but I do want to cover more political news. But in all honesty, I'm going to take it more seriously now. Now that the joke is over, playtime is over. It's just a matter of having all of the ducks in a row. It's a matter of having all the ducks in a row, because getting that accreditation from the White House, it validates your channel. And what that does is it's supposed to suppress you from being blacklisted, having your channel deleted, and being shadow banned. Because you're credentialed, you're verified press. You're very verified press. And for content creators who are trying to do this for money, jumping into the political sphere and not race baiting and playing the victim card, all over the place, that's where the money is. It's okay to give your opinion on it, but playing the victim, your opinion is your victimhood. There's no money in that. There's no money in that. They're destroying the democratic media machine by community noting the lies and opening it up for more voices to be heard. More voices will be centralized that are positive. towards the political aspirations of this presidential campaign that might last for 12 years. Oh, thanks. But just subscribe here, and then eventually, like probably in a week or so, we'll launch the new channel. We'll see how it goes. I just want to be sure. This isn't a seat off of your this isn't a fly by the seat of your pants situation for me. Those days are done. You say, just putting it out there, whoever helps me find a civil rights lawyer, and after I win, I'll give $500. Spend hell trying to find one, yet alone knowing where to look. Fool, what happened? Did you call Benjamin Crump, or is it not big enough for him? Yeah, we want to know what happened, Ray Hammer. We waiting on you. We want to know what happened. Go ahead and type it out. I'm trying to sue the damn police department. Your best bet was to have got it in. You got your case before a judge last year, because going before a judge this year, be it especially with Trump and his immunity situation with the police, where they are wiping away what they consider to be frivolous lawsuits, what they consider to be, not me, what they consider to be frivolous lawsuits against police officers and the police department, that's getting ready to kick in. If you can't find a civil rights attorney in your area, I mean, that kind of says a lot. But there should be one in your area. Whether they're worth a damn or not, I couldn't even begin to tell you. I've never been in that situation. But even criminally, going before a judge this year in 2025, criminally or civilly, you better have it. You better have a damn good case in your favor. Be you a defendant or, the victim, the wronged party. I was wronged. You better have a strong case, or else it's getting tough. That left girl, that damn near 500-pound chick, in all honesty, she doesn't have a case. We'll see what happens with the judges. See, I must have a settlement. That shit affected me on another level. Fighting thoughts of vengeance. Well, we don't know what. Don't speak about it, because this is 2025. Anything you say anywhere can be used against you. People are quick to pull up old tweets and stuff on you and whatnot. Like I said, you're gonna have to dig hard. There should be a civil rights attorney in your area, even if you go and get like a Saul Goodman type of attorney to help you with your case. One of them guys, even the guys that have the billboards all over the place and the cheesy commercials in your area. See who will sit down and talk to you about your case. I'm pretty sure there's body cam evidence. There's always body cam evidence. Cops aren't allowed to cut off their body cams. That's a felony for them. Leads to automatic termination, suspension, and possible arrest. Yeah, you get a freedom of information request for the body cam footage of what happened, of the incident, and then you sit down with a lawyer and you go over the footage and see if you might have a case and what you can get for it. I mean, I'm just telling you the steps. I mean, whether you get a civil rights attorney or just an attorney, period, please get somebody that actually, do not get a bitch that does tax law talking about trying to defend your case. Get an appropriate attorney. There's plenty of them out there. Just don't get a shiesty, scammy one. It's gonna cost you some money though. But that'll be your best case. If you got to get one out of a strip mall, at least make sure that they practice, civil defense law, if nothing else. That's the best advice I can give you. You say you had some video evidence, and the day I went to jail, my blood pressure was almost on hospital level. They had to put me on the 2 different types of blood pressure meds. I'm using the medical records. Thank you for telling me something, Rob. I really appreciate this. No problem. Sorry to hear about the situation. Yeah, look, here's the thing about when you get arrested, and as far as like your blood pressure meds or anything, I mean, that's a jail. You have to be assessed by a doctor. I know that they have medical records on you, but they'll have, more than likely, in a situation like that, they'll have one of the physicians on staff assess you. All right. And they'll probably give you what they have until they're able to get what your records indicate that you need. But they're going to give you something right then and there. They cannot refuse you, especially if you have a prescription. So they're going to give you something. It may not be right, but they're going to give you something. Do you have a case concerning that? Yes, you do. You at least have medical malpractice on your side with that. All right. You at least have that. I'm going to share my email. I mean, it's bittertruthshow@gmail.com, but understand, I'm not a lawyer or anything. I'm just telling you, I mean, just basic common sense of it all. You've got that on your side, whether the judge will allow it or whatnot, seeing how it's a jail, not a medical facility. I mean, you'll see where you sit with that. If you suffered any type of physical harm because of the medications, then yeah, they'll probably let it push forward. But if all you're saying is that they gave you the wrong medications for, on 2 separate occasions till they got you back right or whatever. Yeah, exactly. I just work here. I'm not being funny. It's a joke, inside joke. I just work here. But if you don't have any physical ailments because of the medication that they gave you, more than likely they'll probably just either toss it out or try to go for a super low settlement. You have to show some sort of injury, like like your arrest was bullshit. They had the medication on staff but didn't give it to you. They held you without bond on something stupid. I mean, you gotta have a lot of stars aligned in a case like that. Like, just so I can share in detail, they shouldn't require digging up Sherlock Holmes. You're right. I get it. But you are a black male, black heterosexual male, just coming out of the Biden presidency where you were enemy number 1, hence my whole Embrace Villainy channel. It was a troll job unto itself. All right. It's not going to get it may not get any better for you. You have to show some form of injury. You can show a form of injury that more than likely they'll go ahead and push through with your case. But if you're just saying, well, twice they didn't give me the right medications, like, well, did you suffer a stroke or a heart attack or any type of physical ailment or whatnot because of that? And if the answer is no, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I mean, I'm not telling you don't try to sue. I'm just letting you know there's a strong chance that it may be a tough case for a lawyer to win for you. Especially, again, with Trump cutting down on frivolous lawsuits against the government and police departments and whatnot. You see what they're doing with Doge. They fired the whole goddamn department for corruption and theft, like on day one. I mean, I'm not trying to give you bad news. I'm just laying out the facts of what you're going to be up against. How I perceive them to be. I'm not a lawyer. I just work here. All right, let's get out of here. You ready to go? Lewis?
Yeah.
Are you watching TV?
No. Picking out my email.
No, okay. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all Monday. We'll try to do a more open panel, have more guests. I mean, so much stuff to talk about.
Hey, Bay, Are you doing another show this week?
I don't know. I should have jumped on here so many times this weekend with everything that's been going on. So many different stories. You got the plane crash in Philadelphia as soon as it took off. Little private plane.
Well, they just flew planes over Mexico.
Huh?
The U.S. military just flew planes into Mexican airspace with the cartel thing going on.
Yeah, matter of fact,
go ahead.
The United States will not lose any type of war to the cartel. The cartel do not have Black Hawk helicopters. They do not have an air force. They do not have a navy. They have nothing but grunts with guns on the ground. They don't even have SAMs. There's no fucking way. We can sit there on either side of, be it the Gulf of Mexico or the Pacific fucking Ocean, and press.
Wait, stop. You did blasphemy. How dare you? It's Gulf of America.
Oh, excuse me, the Gulf of America. Push a goddamn button from a battleship or a sub and blow these motherfuckers' houses off the fucking map. Your little escape tunnels. We have technology. We know exactly how many tunnels you got, where they're going. We can see that just from the air. And just meet your ass at the exit point. Hello, Miguel. Hello, Miguel. Yeah, come on up out of there. Drag your ass right up out of there. If they don't, ask the Davidians, the Branch Davidians, what America does to you, thinking that you're hiding in a bunker or a tunnel somewhere. They can easily destroy your ass and have you leaderless and rudderless, and dare one of your little subordinates to call himself trying to step into your shoes. There's a reason why Hamas are giving hostages back, is they're trying to hide in tunnels and shit and caves and whatever. Yeah, they start giving hostages back real quick, didn't they? Before he even sat the fuck down officially in the chair, they were giving people back. They're still giving people back. They was like, yeah, these hostages, we still got them alive. You better still have those hostages alive if you know what's good for you. You better be parading them on TV with gift bags. You see that shit with the one dude?
You mean with the lady, the Jewish lady got gift bags?
No, the dude. One of the dudes they released yesterday, I think. He had 2 gift bags
with some olives and hummus.
I guess. Dude had 2 gift bags. They had him up there on the stage, like, yeah, we giving him back. Yeah, look, we got 2 gift bags. We giving motherfuckers back. No, I mean, if you're talking about a ground war with the cartel, yeah, you're talking about dragging it out for no fucking reason with lives lost. Fuck that. I'm playing that bum 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 and
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, and you're going to be airstruck. I will fire ballistic missiles into your fucking living room and be like, what do you want to do about, oh, you're not even alive anymore, are you? Oh. I will pick off your fucking members who are running through the bush, the high grass. I will gun them down from the sky. Good. They will get the 50 cows. I will make an example out of several of you. And be like, you still want to push fentanyl and cocaine and whatnot across our borders? You still want to play those games? You still want to kidnap and kill Americans? You still want to play that fucking game with us?
You ain't shit for that, Jibba Jabber.
What'd he say? Oh, he said, her Chuck Norris suiting up. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm like, we got to give the United States military some form of credit. I mean, those drones that are over there killing all of those Russian soldiers or whatnot by the Ukrainians, they didn't invent those. Those drones came from us. Whether you have the Scout drone, just so y'all know, this is how they're having trouble, why Russia's having trouble over there in Ukraine. Ukraine got from America, they got these drones where the Scout drone flies ahead of the attack drone. They find your location and then they signal the attack drones where you are, and then they come in less than 10 to 30 seconds right behind the Scout drone, and they're tearing your ass to shreds. They're bombing you to shreds with the drones. And if you shoot down the Scout drone, one of the other drones becomes the Scout drone that's already zeroed in on your location. You had soldiers, or what it was, a Korean soldier that was over there in Russia. He was talking about, hey, look, you're lucky to last 24 to 48 hours out here in these battlefields because of these fucking drones. You send those drones down to Mexico to deal with those cartels, they'll be wiped out within a week. And you won't lose not one U.S. citizen or soldier doing it. We got to give the U.S. military some credit. It's a good insomnia stream tonight. I'm not trying to argue with you about that. It's just that if you really think about it, these motherfuckers don't stand a shot. If you really think about it, if we really did put some serious military might behind the situation, we can solve Mexico's cartel problem within a month. They just got to give us the okay to do it. I mean, it is their territory after all, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they just got to give us the okay to do it. That their female president gives the green light. Okay, your best bet here. Come, you and your family, come vacation in America for a minute. You tell us who's on the take. You tell us who you feel are cartel members that are in your cabinet or in your police force or whatnot. You tell us. We'll handle them. We'll take care of them. We solve your problem in a month. It'll probably take another month or so to clean out the rot, and then you can return home. Do you need U.S. military protective detail until you feel safe enough to trust your own people? Okay, this is what it's going to cost you. Stop fucking around with these bastards who turn your country into a shithole. That's why you opened up Guantanamo Bay again. We got 30,000 beds. If you don't want to take them back, we got a place for them. We'll throw these motherfuckers in Guantanamo Bay. We'll keep building the facilities. If you don't want to take them back, we got plenty room out here. You guys will die here.
El Chapo will be right next to Ahmed.
Yeah, you'll die here. This will be your final resting place. This is your home until you die. Guantanamo Bay. And no information escapes this area. There is no sending a letter out about how they're treating us as prisoners. No, that doesn't happen in Guantanamo Bay. We control all information coming in and out of this place. There's no free press in Guantanamo Bay. We can make sure you wake up getting fucked in your ass by 6 niggas every morning. Who's gonna know outside of these walls? Who's gonna know? People tend to forget this is the United fucking States of America. It's not all fucking hush puppies and kittens and cuddles up in here. Your protective class status is over. Oh, 50 years of white supremacy. You goddamn right. I'm sorry. Who's in charge? Whose country is this right now? Whose country is this? Lewis.
White people.
Yeah, this their shit. You really think you gonna overthrow them with your protest signs and your Negro spirituals? I am a black woman. I am speaking. Yeah, that's going over real well. This is mind your P's and Q's time. Get your shit together time. These people are not fucking with you time. You either get your shit together or you just be up under a bridge or in a jail cell. How you want to play it. However you want to play it, they don't care. It's just fine with them. Run to your democratic leadership that gives you nothing but fucking lip service. Or trying to convert you into being a financial slave. For them, by the way. Yeah, I hear you talking, black folks, but I'm going to speak in Whitenese. I'm going to speak for you because you're just a dumb animal. You're just a dumb Negro who you're so disenfranchised and you're so poor and you're so uneducated that you need my white voice to speak up for you. Yes, these these people, they need handouts, they need the welfare and the benefits and all of these things. Yes, they need to be a protective class, and do understand that I, as a white female, I am a double minority because I am ashamed of my whiteness, and I'm a female. The white male, the heterosexual white male, he's toxic, and he, and the patriarchy and feminists and gender studies, and I qualify as a double minority. So I get front of the line privileges because, I'm the one that's brought this issue to you. Oh, and yes, my gay son. Yes, he needs a job too. No, it's ma'am. His name is Brucinda. He needs a job. It is just as much your country as any white person. Oh yeah? Then go be president. Go be mayor. Go be a senator. Go be a congressman. With all of that black stuff. That blackity black pro-black stuff. Go do that right now. See how far it gets you. You see what happened to Cory Booker. You see what's about to happen to Brandon Johnson. You see what's about to happen to Brandon Scott. What happened to Cory Booker? Oh, yeah, exactly. What happened to Cory Booker? He went from trying to run for president to where is he? It's like a Where's Waldo with his ass. That's what happened to Cory Booker. He became irrelevant and invisible. Did you see him at that DNC election committee?
No.
No. That chick with the headscarf, that the Muslim chick that married her brother so he could get his green card?
Ilhan Omar?
Yeah, she was there. You think, did she win a chair?
No.
Yeah. Miss Blackity Black. African Blackity Black. It takes time. It takes high IQ. It takes high IQ just to get in the positions of power that you really truly need to be in, and that's out there in DC. It takes high IQ to get out there and to actually be effective, or else you get a Kamala Harris, you get a Jasmine Crockett, you get an AOC. It's like where people are looking around at you like, how did you get here? And then they're looking for ways to get you out. Say 75% of black kids are raised without a father in the household. The Army of the Confederacy and the KKK would not have done more damage to Black America. Exactly. Say, look at Vivek. Yeah, Vivek. He want to run for what? He want to run for governor of Ohio because it's a swing state. It's a swing state. He want J.D. Vance's old job. No, actually, no. He wants, what was it, Mike DeWine? I think that's the governor of Ohio. He won his job. He want Mike DeWine's job, if I'm not mistaken. Haven't been in Ohio since what 5, 6 years? 6 years now. Yeah, he wants his job. It's a swing state. Just like Shapiro, governor of, Pennsylvania. You want those governorships. Those governorships help you fast track your way into a presidency. But Vivek will never be president. Even if he ran on a Democratic ticket, he would have a good shot if he ran on the Democratic ticket. If he became a central moderate or whatever, like Obama, if he ran like that, he would have at least a legitimate shot, but he wouldn't be the J.D. Vance. He would have to at least wait a good 8 years. He would have to wait a good 8 years before he had a strong shot. He would have to do some very powerful things in Ohio, just to get some of those swing states in that Great Lakes region just to fall into his cipher. Do you understand? He would have to make some very friendly connections with Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? He would have to make some good business deals that helped out those states in order just to get the backing from those states to have a chance at the presidency. And that's probably going to take anywhere from 4 to 8 years. And that's just if he ran as a moderate Democrat. He stays on the Republican ticket, he can forever forget it. Forever forget it. Say, how about the black governor of Maryland? People are so hot on. Say, Omar, she is nothing but a Muslim Brotherhood stooge. True. Who is the black governor in Maryland?
Hold on, let me check.
Yeah, you got both of us looking. Westmore.
Westmore.
Stop. 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 I think the last time I saw this fool, he was up there talking about keeping illegals or some shit like that. He was talking that Democratic dumbassery. No.
Westmore.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Not even if Jesus was pouring. Not even if Jesus was pouring. You need, in order for, look, before we go, bottom line, if you're a Democrat, you need a moderate Democrat. He has to echo Trump's talking points. I said this about who's the guy in Florida? Ron DeSantis. I was like, Ron DeSantis wants to stay in the presidential race. And this was at the time, I think this was back in 2023. Like early 2023 or mid, whatever. It was in 2023 when Trump was working on the second campaign. I said, if any of these guys in the Republican Party, especially DeSantis, if you want to be in the presidential race, you need to echo Trump's talking points. Nobody did that. What they wound up doing, though, was conceding their campaigns and endorsing Trump. That's what gave him a lot of steam. But his talking points was exactly what the people wanted to hear. You know, no more of this gay stuff. Getting the milk is high, the eggs is high. Shout out to Messy Michonne. Trying to get those prices lower, fuel prices lower. And just trying to be respectable, get rid of the illegals, and you see what happened. He won in a landslide, you know, popular vote and the Electoral College. It wasn't a landslide. If you call yourself being a Democrat running for president, you need to still stand on those principles and morals, but add more to it. You have to be more humane towards Americans. Towards Americans. And maybe you can get some people who are of the Republican Party who are not in favor of some of the things that Trump has pushed. You can win them over to your side. That's what worked so well for Clinton. Clinton won Georgia. He was the last Democrat to win Georgia in like what, in 10, 11 elections cycles. That's every 4 years. Biden didn't win Georgia. It was stolen with mail-in ballots. At any rate, yeah, but that's how Clinton won people over. He told people what they wanted to hear, and then he delivered on his promises. He balanced the budget. If you can get a Democrat that at least, again, mimics the talking points, but adds a wrinkle to it that's more humane for especially the working class people and the poor, then you'll have a shot. But outside of that, you're going to have to wait until J.D. Vance is done his second term. And hope that he doesn't groom somebody that's just like him coming up behind him that the people trust, like a Tulsi Gabbard. All right? Because if he takes over and he makes Tulsi Gabbard his VP, you can fucking forget it. She'll be the first female president before Vivek will be the first Indian president. And she's what? What is Tulsi? She's like Hispanic or she's what?
Hawaiian.
Yeah, she's Hawaiian. So she'll be the first Hawaiian American female president on the Republican ticket if he makes her his VP. And she stays for 8 years. There'll be no more, not for a good while, there'll be no more Sleepy Joes. There'll be no more Kamala Harrises. All right? There'll be no more Barack Obamas and Hillary Clintons. There'll be no more Bernie Sanders. The standard is high. The standard is very high right now. If Republicans stay the course of what we're seeing right now, not just with Trump, but the people that's under him, if they can stay the course with that, where they're honest with the people, they're releasing information, they're getting shit done, they're not caught up in bureaucratic bullshit, red tape and everything. How do you beat that? How do you beat that? Say Stephen Fetchit A. Smith, Chris Como, we're talking him up. I don't think anybody listens to those people for political opinions. Like, I don't see Democrats becoming less insane. It's all racism and minority supremacy. Like, love Tulsi, let's see, is Hawaiian and Hindu. Yeah, and she killing it. She killing it. If they would have done a primary, in all honesty, if they would have done a primary instead of trying to make Kamala a DEI president, let's just be honest, because she was a DEI vice president by Biden. He wanted to pick a woman. They pushed him to pick a black woman. The black woman that he wanted to pick was too stupid. And for some reason, he just landed on Kamala. Because of tenure, not realizing that she was stupider than the other one. If they would have had a primary, more than likely Tulsi Gabbard would have been the Democratic nominee. It was either her or the Kennedy, but I don't think a lot of people would have picked Kennedy because of, his ailment with his voice and everything. So they would have picked Gabbard. Gabbard would have been a better choice. And she would have ran on the Democratic ticket this year with his past election, and she wouldn't have got her ass kicked like that. It would have been a closer vote. It would have been a closer vote. But Kamala was so stupid and unlikable and idiotic. I mean, she was a typical Black woman that people run across every day here in America, whether they go to get some Popeyes, McDonald's, Kroger, whatever, Walmart, wherever they shop, they run into women like Kamala Harris every day, and that pisses them the fuck off. People that hated Trump, they hated her more. They hated her more. That's why he won the popular vote. Like, I'd rather deal with this guy that's at least honest. A lot of people say that when he got shot, when they shot his ear and he got up and threw the fist up, they was like, oh shit, the election's over. We said that, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, the election's over. Like, you tried to kill him and you missed? Oh, you lost. You lost. This is a matter for, it's a just formality now. Yeah. You got Biden sabotaging Kamala's campaign, calling people, the people vote for him are garbage. The next morning, not even 12 hours later, Trump rolled up with the garbage truck. He flipping burgers at McDonald's, doing fries. I mean, he just made a mockery of Kamala's Democratic campaign. While she running around here calling him a fascist on live TV and shit. Running with lies and innuendo. She laughed at him during the debate when they were talking about eating the dogs and cats. But bitch, you did 10 times worse. You were just going off of unvetted information. Like, you tripled down on that. Like, that was helping you. I can't wait till they release the Epstein list. I can't wait until she's a $5 Hawaiian mixed with Indian. See, agree about Kamala. Can you imagine if she had won? Pure chaos. Oh my God, man, this place, it would be like one day the suburbs are all freshly clean. The next day, trees are on fire. Gunshots ringing out. Children running for their lives down the streets from wild dogs. I mean, it would have been some shit out of The Simpsons. Anyway, all right. I'm ranting because I'm tired. Let's get out of here. Any closing words, remarks, Mr. Sir?
Be kind to others, but first and foremost, be kind to yourself. You heard that?
Yeah. You done?
Yep.
No. When y'all cook his dinner, he said Kamala had to babysit. Oh, she had to be babysitting all her interviews. Yeah. One thing I can say is, piggybacking off of him, de-escalate any situations you have out here in these streets, man. You bump into somebody, don't have a nigga moment. Just quickly, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I was lost and thought I ain't see you. My bad. I apologize. My fault. And try to keep it pushing. Road rage incidents, just yell and scream at them in your car. I can't begin to. There are so many videos I couldn't show y'all where people were caught in road rage situations, and you call yourself getting out of your car trying to yell and scream at the other driver and confront him, and your ass is staring down the barrel of a 38, and then you see the flashes. So many videos of people getting murked over stupid shit, doing stupid YouTube pranks and TikTok pranks and shit. So many videos. De-escalate and get your money up. It's 2025. There's no way in how you shouldn't be making money. Your money making money for you in a digital currency marketplace. I pushed the Bitcoins. Matter of fact, never mind. I don't want to talk about that out loud, but shit, Venmo is offering Bitcoins, $20 on each coin, and then just sit and watch it grow. Trump is still talking about dumping a fuck ton of money in the Bitcoin to offset BRICS. Because BRICS is pretty much doing what Gaddafi wanted to do, which is a one world currency, but based on the gold standard. BRICS is just trying to do it on a one world currency through a one world government via BRICS, where they're all using BRICS cash. So he's trying to offset that through Bitcoin. That's coming soon. $20 can change your life. All right. So next show will be Monday, more than likely. All right. Let's get out of here. All right, Lewis. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Baby.
All right.
All right. Peace.
I'm not Captain Saberhole. No, real talk. I'm not Captain Saberhole. Yeah, no. Look, I'm not like this in the slightest. I'm attracted to intelligent chicks that think righteous.